Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Mr. and Mrs. E.
Launch sequence activated. Prepare for light speed.
Keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best grand E, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Auntie, is that you? Yes. Bring in the crime dogs. It's time.
Unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mr. E. Welcome to the Mr. E Crimecast. I am joined, of course, by Mrs. E, also holding Brownie there.
Brownie.
Brownie. And our guest, Aunt E. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and appreciate your patience with the sound. How was your day, Auntie?
Pretty good. I actually didn't feel great. My allergies are driving me crazy today for some reason. And so I didn't feel so great. I took it kind of easy today. Went to Mexican for dinner, and that's about it.
We made Mexican here tonight, actually. So we were all in that kind of mood, I guess.
Yum.
Great. So I appreciate everybody being patient with us. We had a little sound issue. And that's always the problems, right? It's always the sound. That's the trickiest part of all of this
Well,
stuff.
and it's so weird because I never changed my settings, and my settings were like, I was set on the microphone as the input and the output, and I was like, I never change it. So
Yeah,
so
I know. It's almost like those things just kind of happen mysteriously once in a while. I know we had a super chat while we were waiting there, but it's disappeared. Oh, here it is. I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge and say thank you to Sharon Marlowe, one of my favorite people in our channel here. She says, "We will wait. Tech is sucking for a lot of folks. Blessings to everyone." And Sharon, hope you're doing great. We haven't heard from you in a little bit. Message us sometime. I'd just like to know how things are going. But we appreciate, of course, the super chat also. And she also said something about how we have the best intro in true crime. I love our music. It always puts me in a little bit of a good mood every time I hear that theme. I wonder if other people feel that way about their shows.
I'm getting bombarded by animals.
The dogs are
They're being
attention,
very
aren't
needy
they?
tonight.
Yeah. So
and Hobo Mom said that she sent you guys an email. She wanted to make sure you saw it.
I have not, but we will look at that.
Oh, it was on Messenger Monday regarding Middle E and herself.
Well,
Oh, Mrs. E might have seen it. I don't know.
We can get into that if we want.
Yeah. So, of course, if you follow our community page and other places, we were asking everyone for prayers on Tuesday, which was our big MRI. If you're kind of new to us, you may or may not know this, but my middle son, he had a brain tumor last December, and anyway, it did end up being, had to be removed, and then it turned out to be cancerous. And so the surgery, all of that has gone well. We did radiation and some chemo and all of that in the spring, and we're kind of got through that part of it. And now we're really in the phase where we're monitoring for recurrence. And with this type, if things are going to not go well, it usually starts now around this 7th and 8th month. And so we did the MRI, and the initial read on it was that there was something there. I mean, you can see that something there on the scan. And so they said, well, this looks like it might be the tumor coming back. So of course that wasn't the official, the radiologist had to look it all over and give their official statement.
Yeah, that was the oncologist. Yeah.
Yeah. They, that's just their kind of their glance at it. It's not, they don't have all the tools, so they have to wait for the radiologist to do the deep dive into it. So Tuesday was a very difficult day for all of us.
Yeah.
And
to say the least.
Yeah. Understatement. And then Wednesday we got the official report, and it looks like it's radiation damage, which is what we were hoping for. So just maybe the happiest I've been since all of this started was yesterday.
Oh yes, for sure.
So it was the first kind of moment where we felt like we're really doing okay, so
that was me too, real me too. I would say it was just so hard on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I was crying again when we got the good news. So
yeah, and
she doesn't cry, so
no, I don't.
I've known of you to cry twice that I've ever known you, actually. Your son's wedding and that. Those are the only 2 times I ever know of that you've done that.
That may be the only times.
Well,
Yeah,
we were not, we were not expecting that news. So when the report came in, we called Aunt E and had Middle E read it to her.
Yeah.
And it felt like we were touched by God, and because that's what we were praying for, even after the potential bad news.
Yeah.
We were praying for him to be wrong. And it turns out he was. So not wrong, but
I mean, it was just, he doesn't have the tools they have. He doesn't have the way to,
right.
It's just, and I can see it looks the same. The radiation often gets mixed up with tumors. It's because they look very similar. And so, and it's in the same spot. So we we're in a much better place today than we were yesterday.
Right.
Yeah,
Or-
we probably wouldn't be here tonight otherwise. It's just really hard. So we were, we were kind of thinking, oh, you probably won't go live this week. We got to get under control, but then got the good
Well-
news and it made things a little bit easier.
Well, we do have to go back in 4 weeks. They do want to keep an eye on it. So
Yes.
we're going to go back in 4 weeks and have another MRI. So we get to go through this in 4 more weeks.
So keep on praying.
it's,
Yes.
it's basically it's the next yearish or so.
They say 8 to 14 months is when they typically come back.
Yeah, if it's going to come back, it's in these next basically 6 months or so from now. Said 8 to 14. So through next spring, and then we'll be the real. And then our odds start to get better and better.
Mhm.
Then you get to that 2-year mark, and you're starting to feel pretty good. So that's kind of where we are. So we're everybody has told us that this one is kind of a marathon.
Mhm.
And so we are right now we're in the best place we can be
For the moment. Yep.
yeah. So so thank you so much to all of you that prayed, reached out to us. Hundreds of you have reached out to us in various ways, whether it was on community posts or privately, and some of you that are creators have prayed for us on your
Yes.
lives and everything else. And so we absolutely believe in power of prayer and appreciate it. And so we just
It means a lot to us.
it does, and that's the only reason we talk about it is because we just want the prayers, and because we believe in prayer and believe that group prayer in particular, God listens when we all kind of
Absolutely.
unite
Mhm.
in that. So,
Well, Little Miss Sharon sent us a super sticker, and it's an avocado. It says #1 fan. Thank you, Sharon. That's awesome. I
Thank you very
appreciate you.
much.
And
Oh,
Rob rejoined. Thanks for coming back, Rob, giving us another shot.
he walked away for a
He
while.
walked away, and he's like,
came
"I'm back. I'm back."
I don't know. We do appreciate you, Rob. Thank you so much for becoming a member there. I see everybody's getting the ats now. I'd heard this was coming, right? Like and before their name,
Yeah.
at Nicey Marie and at everything.
Oh, and they've added more number. They added it more back again instead of like the Real Me 2. It's the Real Me 2481. And
Yeah.
Real Me 2 said, I got bad news Tuesday and it was a hard day. Then Wednesday and I received the great news. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Prayers work.
Yes, she and Dreaming of Blue Sky have been checking in pretty regularly, so I kind of I sent them what we found out from the oncologist, and then of course Wednesday morning that changed. So
Right.
yeah,
And then also Hobo Mom said, found out yesterday having unexpected surgery. It will be September 17th. So send prayers my way, please. So we will be praying for you as well.
Absolutely.
yes, and
will.
I'll email you back. I'm sorry, Hobo Mom.
She said messenger.
Well, I've been kind of in a state. I might have opened it and not had time to read it. So in the past couple days, so I will go and check. After this is over, I will message you back, and we will be praying for you as well. We
Yes,
appreciate you
absolutely.
guys. So now that, well, it's good news, but it's kind of, I would kind of like to do something kind of fun and show everybody what you did the other day. Before we get
Sure,
started, I thought
sure.
you guys would get a kick out of this.
I thought this was fun.
And thank you guys so much for your prayers and
Yeah.
your positive vibes and good thoughts. It means the world to us. It really does. And just to know that you guys are there supporting our son, we appreciate it so much, and us as well.
And at Fed Up with Humanity says, I'm so happy I caught y'all in the beginning and popped in on the great news and proof God loves his children. Yes. So we thank you so much. I know you all are rooting for him and us, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Just absolutely a miracle, really, that we were in the position we were in today. So we but yes, so
we keep telling him he's a unicorn. We're like, you have
Yeah.
very unusual circumstances.
Yeah.
You don't
He
have
does.
the fatal bad protein that
Right.
would be, terrible. You don't have what else?
part of its location of
The
where his
location, yes.
was manageable.
It was found much smaller than it's normally found.
Yeah. Much earlier than they usually do.
Yes, and there's just a lot of things that are positive. They took it out intact.
Yes.
It was not biopsied. It was
Lots of
taken
things
out
had to
whole.
go right. lots of things had to go right so far. So we're, we got a ways to go, but right now we're doing as good as we can. Can't ask for anything better than right where we're at right now, really.
So I want to share some funny stuff. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let me go back.
Yes. So you want me to just set up that we are
You
actually
can
on
set
there?
it up.
So I have been trying to learn TikTok. So I've been posting on there the last, 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing okay at it.
Yeah.
I've made a couple of
you're
mistakes
doing
here and
good.
there. I have made some mistakes here and there with different things. Like one post, I accidentally hit music or something. I added music and it was like a somber update. And so we quickly had to pull that down because the music, I didn't realize I hit the add music button. There was like this cheery music over a somber post. And we're like, oh my gosh, we got to pull that off. So there's been some snafus, but I think it's going okay. And it's different over there for sure. And
but you guys, I have to show you the funny thing. So this is what I want you to see. So we don't know what we're doing on TikTok, just FYI. So this is a highlight of the gift. The gifts he got on TikTok.
Yeah, so the TikTok lives. They
Yeah,
do TikTok lives, and they're different. They're kind of like live streams, but they're different.
Well, they don't record, so you don't see them again. They're once they're gone on the lives.
And I don't understand the lingo or anything over there at all.
Okay.
They're coming
So
up there
I'm
too,
gonna hold on.
too.
I want to make it big so everybody can see it because it's so funny. And Tina D had sent some stuff, and she definitely knew more about it than we did for sure.
Yeah.
So can you guys see it?
I can. I'm sure.
Okay.
They can.
Yes.
So thank you for that. So we're still figuring out the live thing. I'm not sure the best way to do. Can everyone see when I get like a sombrero? What all that means to you? Well, I think Mrs. E should I go? What do you think? A little bit longer.
The sombrero is my favorite
Way
part.
to
Hold
true.
on.
I think I'm not figuring out. We're still figuring out.
Because I'm just talking and I have no idea when these things are happening.
See all the hearts coming up there too. So thank you for that. So we're still figuring out the live thing. I'm not sure the best way to.
That's a great look.
Yeah. So you're like talking. I just started talking about cases and kind of who we were, or whatever, just to get used to how to do lives. And people just they just add cowboy hats to you.
And sombreros.
And I was like, I don't even know. Can people even see this happening? I wasn't sure. But I think that's how I don't even know how it all works.
I was sending like dolphins and cats, and I still didn't know what I was doing, but I was sending stuff.
Oh, it was so much fun. I was sending stuff too. And it got to be a point to where I wanted to send stuff just to mess with you. So
yeah,
I had fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was great. So we're going to do that again soon.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we'll do some more of those lives. Probably like 30 minutes like that. They're kind of more casual or something, the way you do it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's kind of more like you're just kind of having a conversation.
She said, my daughter just saw it and said, yeehaw.
I mean, you have to admit, that's pretty fun.
It is.
That
fun.
is so much fun.
That is fun. I mean, it's just like a lot of bells and whistles over there with their way they do their lives. It's just constantly stuff flying around the screen,
5 stars said Walt from Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's awesome. That's Tina D. She's responsible.
Oh, okay. So Peace Love Jeeps 23 is actually Tina D. Okay.
Oh, my stars. Well,
so
Tina, you made my day. You made my day.
Yes. We're going to have to learn everybody's new names if they've changed them.
Yeah.
Kelsey said her daughter was 5, the one that said yeehaw.
Oh,
5.
well,
funny.
we just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
I'll take it down now, but I don't know. I got a kick out of that for sure.
Oh, and we got some gifted memberships.
Hobo.
Hobo's mom gifted 5 Crimecast memberships. So if you've got one from Hobo's mom, please say thank you and welcome to the Crime Dogs.
Yes, thank you for that.
And thank you for your support, Hobo's mom. And we will be praying for you, like I said before.
Absolutely.
Oh, Shauna's like, I'm Shauna Butterfly. Yeah, I know. I think there's a setting we can switch it back, but I don't know how to do it. So
Well, I noticed other people that were having lives had the same problem. Other YouTube lives had it. So I didn't know if it was something that could be.
I've heard this is to stay, that they were phasing this in with
mom.
the ads.
It's Hobo's mom said Aunt E Hobo's life.
What did you? Oh, hobo's life.
Oh, did I say hobo's life? Hobo's mom, not hobo's life. No,
Living the hobo's life.
Well, if you forget about hobo's life, if you received a gift of membership from hobo's mom, please tell hobo's mom thank you, not hobo's life. And thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. And Tita says, I loved it. He was like, what's going on?
I didn't know what was happening.
It was so fun. I didn't want to quit because it was making me laugh.
Yeah, you can see the surprise on my face actually in that one. You know, I'm kind of thrown off. And where's Summer? It says, thank God I'm still me on here. LOL. I did say that you had some questions about this case we're going to be talking about tonight. So we'll do our best to answer that question whenever we get into it. Hopefully we'll answer some of it here. But do you have anything else before we kind of get into the topic?
No, I just thought that was pretty funny. I just got a big kick out of that one to share it with everybody.
If you haven't joined YouTube yet, I mean TikTok yet, you could use us as your guinea pig follow and who knows, it's a strange platform, but it is kind of fun too.
Well, see, our mom loves it.
Oh yeah, I can't keep her off of it.
Our mom loves it.
But the only thing is she believes everything she sees on there. So I'm like, Mom, I'm pretty sure that's not true. And she'll be like, I saw it on TikTok. And I'm like, I know, but I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Well, he was accidentally like he fell for one of their like push here to see who follows you or who looks at your stuff the most, and he did it, and he accidentally like sent messages to Bullhorn Betty, and he was like, I'm really sorry, I don't know what I did.
Everybody was, it was all a bunch of creators I was accidentally sending stuff to.
For crying
I had
out
to follow
loud,
up with messages. Hey, sorry about that. I'm still learning here.
I only know 3 creators who have the @ I don't know what that means.
It means that the people's handles start with the @ and the names are messed up like ours.
Well, I'll look in the settings. If anybody has any ideas how to turn it off, I'll turn it off. I don't mind to do that at all.
I did see in Betty's, hers were doing the same thing. And I thought it was maybe something YouTube was doing.
See, I had somebody I was listening to said that this is the way they're going, and it's just they're doing it in phases. And then eventually they'll all have the @, but maybe I'm wrong.
Witchy Mama says, it makes everyone use a unique tag versus having 14 billion Mrs. Smiths in chat.
Oh,
yeah.
So it may be something that they remember. It did this a few weeks ago, and we were like, "What is going on?" And then it switched back. So maybe they were doing it like a beta test on it back then, and now it's changed for good.
Yeah, somebody told me that's just happening in phases. Like they couldn't do it all at once. That they're just, I can't remember who was talking about this. Somebody on the live, but so I don't know. Might be here to stay. And of course, part of the reason is like you do have the imposters of people,
right?
And that way,
that's a good point. Marcia says each person can go in their settings and change their names and take away the numbers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Okay.
Well, we have, and by the way, on the TikTok thing, the posts that we're doing on TikTok, I'm trying to remember to download them and put them up here on YouTube as a short also. So, if you're not on TikTok, don't feel like you're necessarily missing anything over there, except for the lives. We really can't do
except for this.
You can't do the lives here. But and then once in a while, I forget to just bring it over to YouTube also. But I'm trying to remember to use them in both places.
That. You're missing that.
You're missing that. So there's that. That might just be worth downloading the app just for that. But anyway, so we're trying to learn all of that over there. And if you are following us over on TikTok or been watching the shorts lately, you probably, maybe you've seen us talk about this case, or you may have seen others talk about it. Of course, this ended up being a pretty big story. But this is 10-year-old Jayden Spicer. And if you're unfamiliar with this, I'm going to kind of just go through what happened. He went missing last week, and his mother made a 911 call the morning of August 6th and said that he had disappeared sometime in the night. He had gone to bed around 9 o'clock. By 9:23, when she makes the phone call, he was gone, according to the mother.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds very familiar, right? So this is this is in Jackson, Kentucky, kind of up in the Appalachia area.
I think it's Breathitt County, I believe, is the county they live in.
It's close to Hazard.
Very isolated area, houses very far apart, heavily wooded. and this young man, he was scared of bugs, scared of the dark, didn't take anything with him, basically gone in his pajamas, and so of course a lot of suspicion around those circumstances.
Again, sounds very familiar.
Yeah. So, and actually, that if we're going to go through the story and kind of what's going on, get everybody up to date on it, but if we have time tonight, I do want to do some kind of comparison with other cases, some that we follow closely and some that are just very similar, so that we can kind of learn from this type of situation. But one of the things that happened was that the mother really wouldn't speak, and what she did do was she offered a written statement the next day.
She didn't want her name out there too.
That's right. She, yeah, I know. There's a lot of similarities. So she did not want her name out there. She told the news that she didn't want to go on camera, do interviews.
Oh, I was doing the same thing.
Name out of the paper. What's that?
TN Nurse's copycat case much. I mean, it's weird.
Oh yeah.
The similarities are so weird.
Yeah. And what
even down to the looks of the children, honestly.
I know. It's
crazy.
It's very similar. Even the there's just a lot of similarity. Okay. So here we have a written statement that the mother made. And if you can't see it, I'm just going to read it here. We love Jayden and we want him safe at home. Please, if anybody see my son, Jayden Spicer, please report it to the Jackson Police Department. Thank you. We love him very much. Please do the right thing. Call the police. Please pray for us and my son, Jayden. Thank you. Okay. So huge search happens. They spare no, I mean, they go all out. They've got the helicopters. They're doing sonar. They've got the canines. They're doing I think it was it a 20-mile radius? It was a really big radius.
It was a large radius. Yeah.
10, 20 miles, something like that.
Oh,
that they were searching.
I forgot about that, Nicey Marie. Candace wrote a note as well.
She did.
And and for those of you who don't know, that's Summerwell's mother.
Yeah.
Forgot all about that.
There's actually, I found several cases where this happens, where people write notes as opposed to go on camera. But so
20 square miles. Mohawk Mom, our fact checker.
That's what it was. 20 square miles. Right. And so, and then I think it was around August 8th or 9th, Kentucky State Police, who were leading the investigation, came out and kind of made this announcement like they were changing course, that they were now going into an investigative mode where they were going to be searching in more specific locations. They also didn't want public help any longer, and also were asking for people not to harass the parents. And that reminded me of the case that we followed from the very beginning, the Sebastian Rogers case, also, where you kind of reached this point where there was a little bit of a pivot.
Right.
And why was there a pivot? But it sounded very similar. So then we reach, let's see, make sure I got the date right. So he disappeared. He's reported missing on August 6th. And, all along, obviously the mom is under a lot of suspicion. She's got a criminal record. She hadn't even had custody of him until just a few months before he goes missing. So there was a lot of, and just her behavior, and she's not doing interviews. She deleted all of her social media. So she looked very suspicious. And then on Tuesday, August 12th, she confessed under an interrogation about her involvement in his disappearance. And according to what she put in what's in that report, she used some type of medication to have her son sleep, and that he went into a medical emergency, and that she believed he died because of that. And so she took the body, put him in a plastic tote bag.
No, tote, not a bag.
Bag, but plastic tote.
Plastic. It was a plastic tote.
Not a tote bag. It was like a tote.
Okay, maybe I don't know what a tote is. What's
yes,
a tote?
You do.
Like
we have a million of them.
Container with a lid.
We use that.
That's
tote.
Considered a tote.
Yes.
Yes.
You mean like a plastic tub?
A tub. Yes. People call it totes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Tote.
No, not a tote bag. No.
Oh my gosh.
A tote, like a
plastic container,
like the thousands of them that we have
you
in our
put
garage.
the Christmas stuff in. Christmas, like a container.
Christmas, our Halloween, all that.
Gotcha.
Stuff.
I guess I didn't realize people called those totes, but okay. So I just
well, I assume that's what they meant. That was
what do you guys think? Yeah, Rubbermaid tote. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that actually makes a lot more sense than what I was imagining. Um,
That's funny
Yes,
that your
Shauna, it's
mind went to
working.
tote bag.
Yeah, mine went straight to plastic tote.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay. Well, that makes makes way more sense. So she put him in a plastic tub, tote. Yeah. So, okay. So somehow that's actually more disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she took him out to off of Canoe Road out in a rural area, 19 miles from her home, and buried him in a shallow grave there, which she essentially led them to that spot.
That was right.
And
It was next to the mother, right? Her grandmother.
Her
Mamaw?
mother.
Yes. His mama.
this part I'm not sure about. So was he actually buried next to the grandmother?
That's
I
what
thought-
I understood.
That's what I understood.
But you know, I'll double check.
I know that was the rumor online. And in the official report
Based
I'm
on the-
reading,
On the mapping that I saw, where they were at, it was at a cemetery, like a you know how they have family cemeteries all over Eastern
Yeah.
Kentucky, and it'll just be several
They'll just be
headstones.
randomly.
Yeah, and randomly, like on a farm or on the side of a road,
Yeah.
you'll see. I from what
Yeah.
I saw on the mapping, that's what it looked like.
And where Summer 1-800-TBI Fine says no, he was not in. He was in the woods close to where she was buried. That's the way I understand.
Yes,
yeah.
close.
yeah, nearby, but not like.
But not
Well, but
like
see what
right
people,
next to.
what I kept seeing online. There were some people that were saying like with her, like.
Yes,
I-
there was a lot of
Yeah, I think that was
misconstrued
incorrect.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my understanding is more what 1-800 Summers,
Right.
Summer says.
Peggy says, I'm from the area. My family is most of their cemeteries are up on a hill, a large hill or a mountain. Yes, we are very familiar with Eastern Kentucky. We've been there a lot.
Yeah.
And so, it's not unusual to see that and not be like a sectioned off place, like in a more metropolitan community, like in Nashville or anything. It's they can just be anywhere.
Yeah.
And so let's do let's actually do the press conference.
Okay.
So we get the kind of official statement that came out that same night.
No, I didn't.
Oh, let's
What's wrong?
see.
I didn't see her other comment. You go ahead and get that ready. I was looking.
It's ready, but I can wait if you want to read. Oh, okay. Here's the.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, where's Summer 1-800-TBI Fine says a man called in a horrible smell that morning, and law enforcement went out and found Jayden across the street from where that man smelled that smell at. I believe they found him, and then she confessed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard two different stories on that.
See, I've heard the story, but they don't mention this.
They don't say it.
Law enforcement has not mentioned.
They've been
this.
closed-lipped about that stuff.
I don't believe they have, but I've heard that
before
man.
that one.
So I wasn't going to mention that about the guy because I didn't know if it was true, basically, and there's already been a lot of misinformation in the story. But that might have happened that way. So maybe that's how they got her to confess.
I've got to find.
If that would make some sense, actually, because what if it were like that, where a man caught the smell of death out there, reported to police, and then police called her and said,
she said,
"Hey, before we go out there."
He was on the news and did a short interview.
Yeah, I saw the interview. I just didn't know if it was
like what
true.
the actual timeline was.
You
Gotcha.
never know.
Okay.
You just never know if people are hoaxing. So I wasn't sure if he actually, because police hadn't been acknowledged that I've seen. But it could be true. They may just.
Okay, I think I
suppose we'll
found the
find out.
one that where Summer wants me to say. She says, I believe this case is another Harmony Montgomery 2.0, in my opinion. Is that the one? I hope it is. I hope
I actually have Harmony Montgomery to
talk about
compare later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, now this is something different. I just watched Nancy Grace, and the trooper was on and said Mom confessed and told them where he was buried.
That's how the reports have been reading.
Yes.
Like that. But what could have happened if they're leaving it out is, let's say this guy had called in like he's saying, hey, there's something out here. I think there's a body out at the cemetery. Before they even go digging, They might have gone to the mom and said, "Hey, we
just got a tip.
we just got a tip that there's a body out at the cemetery. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about that before we go?" You know, and then maybe she just knew it was done and confessed and then led them there. Possibly.
Well, they could. I mean, it's possible that they just said, "You want to tell us about this area,
Right,
or
before-
something?" And she,
yeah.
you know, and
She
she
knew
just,
they knew.
yeah.
Do you want to cooperate? You know, like that. I don't know, something like that. We'll probably see.
We've watched enough of these interrogations and things that could be the way it went.
Mhm.
I do just in general and have from the beginning like the way Kentucky State Police has handled this whole thing with the press and the
I've
investigation.
been very impressed with them.
I've been impressed with them too. Even before they had it solved, I just felt like these guys were on it, you know. So
State troopers.
yeah,
This is Gayhart, right?
I think that's his name, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I follow him on X on Facebook.
yeah. So let's hear the official statement, how he describes everything as it went. This is just a couple of like 3 minutes.
Okay. Earlier today, detectives from Kentucky State Police, Post 13 Hazard, received new information related to the disappearance of 10-year-old Jayden Spicer. As a result, investigators identified a new area to search at a heavily wooded area along Canoe Road in the Jackson community of Breathitt County. Detectives responded to the location and initiated a search. Shortly thereafter, approximately 3 p.m., the remains of Jayden Spicer were discovered buried at the scene. The Breathitt County Coroner's Office responded and pronounced the child deceased. The remains will be transported to the medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. Jayden's mother, Felicia Gross, 33, of Jackson, was taken into custody and transported to Kentucky River Regional Jail. She is charged with manslaughter in the second degree, abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and falsely reporting an incident. This investigation remains ongoing and is being led by Detective Nathan Rowart. This incident has now transitioned from a missing person investigation into an active and ongoing criminal investigation. With that, we must advise that specific details regarding this investigation cannot be released at this time. It is our top priority to protect the integrity of this investigation and seek justice for Jayden. I would like to take a moment to thank the many different organizations that assisted in the search efforts for Jayden. All the volunteers that spent numerous hours and days trying to locate him. Thank you to every person that sent tips or even shared a post on social media. Thank you to every person that prayed and those prayers that were sent to us. And we ask that you continue to pray for a community that grieves at this tragic loss. At this time, I'll invite Commonwealth Attorney Miranda King for her comments. She'll be overseeing the prosecution as it moves forward. Miranda.
Thank you. Forgive me, guys, I've got notes. As Trooper Gayhart said, I am Miranda King. I'm the Commonwealth's attorney. My office prosecutes felonies in Breathitt, Wolf, and Powell counties. I think I speak for an entire community when I say that we are devastated and collectively broken over this. I'd like to take a moment to extend my condolences to the people who loved and cared about Jayden. While this is not the outcome that we had hoped for, we certainly are grateful that we were able to bring him out of the woods today. Next, I think it's appropriate to thank the Kentucky State Police Post 13. These guys never give themselves enough credit. I can tell you that they have worked tirelessly and often around the clock in their efforts to bring Jayden home. And I know this because I have been on the phone with them just about every day, aggravating them for updates, and they've just not quit. Finally, I would just like to say, I'm sorry, guys, this is hard. Finally, I'd just like to say that the outpouring of love and support as a result of this has been absolutely remarkable. And it appears that there are people all over the world that love and care for this baby. Because of that, I would like to assure the public that now, thanks to these guys, Jayden is now in good hands, and we're going to take care of him.
Yeah. So, oops.
Amanda said she's lived in Breathitt County her whole life. Our little town is just one of those towns you think something like this could never happen. That baby did not deserve this. Justice for Jayden. And it's unreal. It's unreal, and I can't imagine what your community's going through.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you kind of move out to the country so that you avoid the crime and things like that, and but this is that was really sad. Kind of had a bad feeling on this one actually from the very beginning. I didn't think that there was much hope for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those that you just kind of have that gut feeling it from the initial. I mean, and I wondered how much of it was because we have started covering true crime and we've seen some of these cases and how they turn out. I wonder if some of it's kind of tainted our thought process about it. But as soon as I heard it, I had that feeling.
I think it's a good thing. I think because we're recognizing the pattern.
Yes.
Because people are not that different, like that's why you can study how people lie and you can kind of use it across the board and people use the same techniques to try to deceive and to cover their tracks in crimes. There's the same, there's a reason that the deception detectives and the criminologists and the profiling and all that stuff is effective because there's patterns to all these people. And this just had a lot of those red flags because you had the mom. I mean, the big one was just the mom not talking to media, and deleting her social media and sending that handwritten letter in. I mean, it was just obvious. And then also if he's going to run away in the night, he didn't take anything with him. He didn't have, he's in his pajamas. He's scared of the dark and bugs and all of that.
Well, my first question was the shoes. I said, did he have shoes on? That was my first question.
So they
never even addressed it.
Yeah. We were getting everything mostly from the aunts on social media, any kind of information like that. And so the idea that this 10-year-old boy in the middle of the night just ran out into the hills of Appalachia, it's like Jack and Lily. It doesn't make any sense.
And we know that terrain up there, and that terrain's not terrain. It's very similar to the Jack and Lily terrain. Very
much, very hilly, very thick. There's nowhere to go for a little kid like that. And so, it was clear that there was a problem with this story. It was just a matter of what happened. And someone was asking I think it was Dreaming was asking what the motive was. And she, her claim is that she basically accidentally gave him too much medicine to help him sleep, which made me think of these stories where you hear sometimes of people doing Benadryl with their infants or whatever. Mm-hmm. They give them too much and then they never wake up, that kind of thing. And, it's negligent. It's not intentional. Maybe but if you believe her story.
Well, but again, if it was not not intentional, the first thing you do would be to
call an ambulance
or take them to the hospital. If you're out in the middle of the country.
Try to revive them. You call the ambulance.
You call for help.
Get CPR and all that, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it was an accident, you would call the authorities immediately. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And thank you, Sharon Marlowe. She said it was premeditated the minute she gave him too much medicine to quiet him. In my opinion, this is more than manslaughter.
I think that when the autopsy comes back, we'll have better information.
Well, and
I have a feeling it's going to get upgraded.
So you get to the point where, okay,
Sharon.
She accidentally did this, and she wanted to, first in her mind, put him to rest. Would you go to the point of breaking your child's legs to fit them in a container to lay them to rest? Because that's where some of the charges come from, is what she did to his body after she found him deceased. If you were wanting to pay respect to your child because you accidentally overdosed them, you wouldn't break their legs to fit them.
Give them a proper funeral. Is what you do.
Right. So, you can say that all day long. That part of it doesn't make sense. That's where those abuse of a corpse charges come from.
Yeah. So.
Oh. And Dina says the note convinced me 100%. And then,
It was telling.
well, Real Me Two's got a great point here.
Real Me Too says she has 6 kids, so she definitely knew how to give her child the right amount of meds. I don't believe her.
Me neither.
Yeah, I mean, and usually when the thing where you're trying to give kids like the Benadryl, when you hear those stories, it's usually like the toddler or the infant where that kind of thing happens, and
Sidebar, I saw the other day that they're considering taking Benadryl off the market because it is so dangerous.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
There's
And-
been new talk about it.
Another sidebar is Shauna says, I think just like Nancy Grace. So Nancy Grace was trying to talk about the shoes as well.
I never
So-
heard it addressed anywhere.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they just said that nothing was gone, nothing was missing from the home, from what the aunt said. Unicorn Indiana says this case is in my mother's neck of the woods. I think the women should have been charged with. Yeah, I mean, they can change it. They already have. They've added 2 charges, right? Of let's see if I can find it.
I
here.
sent it to you.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
I went to their website and found like the charges, and they've added 2 more charges.
Nicey Marie, her opinion's a little different. She says, I believe they got her on manslaughter until ongoing investigation. I think more is involved. I don't think she was the only one. In my opinion, I believe more arrests are coming.
I find it difficult to believe that she did that on her own. Just saying.
Yeah, so they added 2 more charges of tampering with a witness. And that's because she admitted that she had tried to coach her other 2 children into what to say.
Did you find it, or you want me to pull it up?
I did, but it's so tiny.
I'll do it. Let me
Yeah.
do it.
And Lolo, I'm with you. Lolo says, I want to know how long he had been deceased from the last time someone saw him besides
Yeah.
her. So that question is there as well.
Okay. Is that big enough?
Yeah, let's see.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you can see the original 4 charges there: the false reporting of an incident to law enforcement, manslaughter, 2nd degree, tampering with physical evidence, abuse of a corpse, and then 2 counts of tampering with a witness, which you have to assume is the 2 children there. So she racked up a bunch of charges, but and this might all change. They can change this possibly over
Ooh,
time.
that's an
but
interesting
especially
thought.
when the autopsy comes back. Whispering Wind says the bag of clothes, I think, was in the tote. They emptied it for Jayden. They had found some clothes dumped out, right?
It was the
YouTubers.
Hatfield and McCoy's museum, which you had a question for Aunt E. Or you wanted me to remind you.
Oh yeah. So one thing they were told was that
The
Jayden had
Hatfield
been,
and McCoy people.
yeah, and I've got a clip of them too.
Mhm.
But, they had been told that Jayden had been discharged from the school for medical reasons. Have you ever heard of that happening in
No.
a school?
No.
Is that even
I have
possible?
heard what they will do if a child has medical issues that they are so medically fragile, they will do a homeschool situation temporarily for like a child that has, say, a child that has cancer and is going through chemo, and the parent wants to keep them at home through that. They will go on homebound. But a special needs child, if he was a special needs child, I have seen the most critically fragile, medically fragile children go to school every day.
Well, I
They
was
have
gonna
to.
say-
They have to be pretty severe to be discharged from school for medical reasons.
Well,
And
Have you ever even known anyone to be discharged from a school
not
in your years?
not unless they were hospitalized.
Well,
I mean,
Okay.
and that was like because they were so ill they couldn't continue to go to school.
when our daughter had leukemia, she was homebound.
Right.
And she was so sick, she did not even feel like doing the work. So we ended up, having her repeat her school year because she was not able to do anything that whole
But
year.
she was never discharged from school.
No, she was not discharged from school.
And
No.
that it would be the same process anywhere. And I do know Kentucky really well as far as the education system goes, and that I've never heard of that. And he looks fairly healthy in the pictures that they had said from Easter. He looked healthy.
Right. He doesn't look healthy here. But
He's a little peaked looking, but you got to consider when maybe when this was taken was after the winter when things are just starting to green back up and kids have been inside all winter. Sometimes they're a little pale, but he doesn't look like frail to the point that he could not go to school.
Oh, right. No, he doesn't
Right.
look like that. No.
No.
And I was going to say, Middley insisted on going to school. He, through chemo and radiation, he was like, I'm not missing school. So, but Shauna Butterfly Kisses had a question. She said, I heard KP claim the 5th. Is this true? We have watched that video. We're trying to determine that ourselves.
Yeah.
That's a whole other show, I'm afraid.
It might be another one. So I saw it today and looked through it. And
one of our great viewers sent it to us.
Yes. And I don't know if that's true. That video, which we'll probably end up talking about at some point. Next time we do a Sebastian live.
It's interesting, though, isn't it?
My hunch on that video that came out yesterday or whatever it was, actually came out like a week ago, but it just kind of got all the traction.
Starting to get around, yeah.
My gut feeling is that person does have a good source.
It seems like it.
Just listening to it, he's
You made some good points about it today. We might want to save it, but you made some really good points about it.
I think that is true. I don't know. I can't prove that that's true. I just think it's true that she pled the 5th, but I don't, or invoked her 5th Amendment right to basically, let her lawyer do the speaking. But I haven't. We're kind of working on that one.
Yeah, we're working on that right now.
To try to make sure before we present.
And thank you, Shauna, for the super chat. We appreciate you.
Yes, and thank you for that.
Just Jana said, but he just came to live with him in June. His aunt had him since his grandmother had passed away. If that's the case, I mean, he hadn't even started school yet. So he
school was starting, I think, the next day.
Oh, I think the point was that the dad was lying. The stepdad.
Yes, that's the point.
And that he was saying he was being medically discharged, but he was enrolled and was supposed to go back into school. So
okay,
and here, whatever that story was, it wasn't true.
Julie Jordan said the stepdad told the Hatfields that he was not in school because he had stabbed a kid in the classroom with a pencil and he was out for medical reasons. It might be because of that incident. That again, they would not. I mean, he would be disciplined. They wouldn't take him out of the classroom. He might require. I mean, if he was special needs, they would be an assistant. They might put someone in the classroom to be around him, so things like that couldn't happen. But they don't just tell a kid you can't come back to school because of an incident like that.
They might place him in a different location, but they're not going to tell him.
They could separate him from that child. Lots of other things could happen, but the setting, they would not kick him out of school for that. I mean, maybe a day or two. I mean, they could do a disciplinary thing where he was suspended for 1 or 2 or 3 days, something like that. But it wouldn't.
School hadn't even started yet.
He wouldn't be discharged. Right.
And earlier, Rob made a good point, and I forgot to point it out. He says, what about the psychological abuse for what she's done to the other kids?
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, so the kids she coached, they know he's passed away, and she's coaching them into covering up her crime.
And they're probably terrified that it's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've got to live with, they got to live with a lot.
Yeah.
Really hadn't thought.
Thank you, Fire and Ice.
I really hadn't thought a lot about the siblings that way, but they are massive victims in this too.
Yes. And Fire and Ice 202 says school started for Breathitt County on August 7th. So it was the next day, correct?
The 6th is when he was reported missing.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, some people have mentioned this in the chat, and I tend to agree. I think he was gone well before the 6th.
Was it said that last time so another adult had seen him was the 2nd?
July 3rd was one of the aunts.
Okay, maybe that's the one thing.
I heard this about August 2nd, but I think later when people tried to confirm that, they weren't able to.
That's a good. You guys are really making me think tonight. Read that.
Notice how some of these kids that's missing, the parents talk so bad and bad behavior about them kids, and 99.95% of these kids are eventually found deceased.
I mean, right?
That that's one of those things too. They usually do talk about the children in a negative way. It's almost the victim blaming,
I'm so sorry, but I'm laughing at GTO guy.
GTO guy is now
loves
GTO
butter-
guy loves butterfly SS butterfly kisses.
Oh, funny.
Oh, that's so cute. You guys are the best.
We'll
That's
still
great.
call you GTO guy. So where Summer said, yes, July 3rd, the aunt talked to him, but didn't see him, but talked to him on the phone.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fire and Ice. I forgot about that.
What's
Mhm.
that?
Jayden's mother had picked up the school vouchers for school supplies and the school clothes. I guess they do that in Kentucky. And Felicia had the other kids, but not Jayden. And what day was that?
Oh, right. For like a
What day was that?
going back to school kind of event.
Yeah, and they usually have vouchers for for people that need extra help where they can pick up the supplies.
I have here. I want to play. This is actually the Hatfield and McCoy people who have done a lot of investigating on this case, and they're up in that area. I assume
They were
seem
the ones
they're
that found that.
great.
They're the ones that found that guy, right? That had done the shooting off of the interstate up there in Eastern Kentucky. Remember, they're the ones that found the guy.
They found him?
Yes,
Same
yes,
people?
yes. That's why they
The
had
guy that was all over that was in London,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yes, around right before you get to London, off the interstate out in the woods. They're the ones that found him, and they were headed to start looking for Jayden and came to the area, and that's what precipitated.
Well,
Yes.
they're sassy. I like them.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. So this is actually on Law and Crime, and this is a segment of them having a conversation with them.
I want you to watch this video by two YouTubers who actually went to their home and they yelled out to the couple, and Jayden's stepdad responded. Watch.
This is Fred and Sheila McCoy. We just come out looking around, see if we could find Jayden anywhere. I appreciate that. I was wondering what your reaction would be. Of course, you wouldn't think you would be mad over it, and I appreciate that.
That couple runs the Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures YouTube page. Their names, Fred and Sheila McCoy, and they have investigated some pretty high-profile cases in Kentucky. They say they also found, after yelling out to Jayden's stepdad, a bag of clothes near the house that Jayden's stepdad later confirmed to them was the boy's clothing. Now, in the video, Jayden's stepdad is also heard saying that he has cooperated with the investigation fully, and he has said that Jayden started living there only a short time ago. There's still a lot of questions about what the living situation was for Jayden, some of the family dynamics at play here. In the video, you also hear the McCoys saying that they believe that they see Felicia Gross outside the home, the mom. And there's also, we can see from that video, there was a child there as well. We know that other children lived in the house, at least two of them, along with Jayden. Now, then Tuesday afternoon, this story yesterday took that turn.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show that because that's the McCoy
Yes.
people there.
And I have to say, I am too Bear. I love it too. Sheila's a Hatfield and he's a McCoy. Awesome. I think that's so cute. That's so cute.
And that red shirt picture of him, he looks older than the picture that they put out of him missing. It reminded me very much of the Sebastian case. It seemed like the pictures we got, he looks so much younger than the pictures, from the day or two before he went missing. And I just noticed that with the pictures that came out later, those are the pictures they should have given. He looked older.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Biggest red flags are parents not panicked or looking for their missing kid. Absolutely. And Donna is asking, Whispering Winds is asking if you would reread the mom letter and think if it could have been written by Jayden's siblings to the mom, asking
okay.
for her to do the right thing.
Ooh.
Do you mind to pull it back up and
Sure.
read it?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
That's an interesting thought.
We love Jayden and we want him safe at home. Please, if anybody sees my son, Jayden Spicer, please report it to the Jackson Police Department. Thank you. We love him very much. Please do the right thing. Call the police, please. Pray for us and my son, Jayden. Thank you.
Because it's written, it looks like it's written by a child.
It is written in a very childlike kind of way.
Yes.
And I see a little argument going on in the chat. Just that Susie B said she thought it would be very difficult for a woman to be able to break the legs of a child. But wasn't she like 6 foot tall? Wasn't the mom like super tall kind of a bigger woman. I'm pretty
Who?
sure the mom,
Oh, she's
Jayden's
that
mom.
big?
I believe so. I saw somewhere where it said she was like 6 foot tall. Now I don't know for sure.
Well,
But
here's her mugshot. So she's actually more like 5'5". Looks like
maybe,
there.
yeah, it looks like right there's the 6 foot thing. It looks like she's almost 5.5. Maybe, yeah, like 5'4" is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's accurate.
we're gonna know. I mean, this case, anything they were
I
trying to
think
hide's falling apart. So we're gonna know probably in a few days.
mom's or somebody said mom is heavy and short. I think that's speculative whether someone could break a leg or not. He may not, he was a real thin kid. He wasn't
Right.
very, he was long and gangly.
Our resident nurse says, I've seen adrenaline do some crazy things. So that's right.
Me too. I thought I heard that on a newscast. It was reported she was 6 feet tall. I did hear that. So I'm not crazy, but it doesn't appear that on the lineup picture there.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that about her being 6 feet tall. I'm not sure where that came from, but
I had now, and I thought, gosh, that's a big woman.
And I agree with you, Pam. How do I say that?
Palmina.
She says Jayden's parents are not mentally nor emotionally stable to be raising kids. CPS was involved. It falls on them too. Absolutely, it does.
Man,
Absolutely.
so many of these
and
cases.
it makes you wonder, a special needs child going back to her with neglect issues and other already being in the system that, but then who are they, should he have gone into foster care? That's something they try to avoid doing.
They were saying something was said about how so the aunt lived with his great grandmother that passed away, and the aunt was living there, but they wouldn't
great
give
grandmother or grandmother.
I think it's a great.
Okay.
I might be mistaken about this, but I think she was his great grandmother. I could be wrong, but that the aunt lived there also, and they wouldn't give him to the aunt because she couldn't give him 24-hour care. And that they thought he needed 24-hour care. But, so there was a choice made there.
Real Me Too said great grandmother.
Yeah. Okay.
But the great grandmother was only 73. So she wasn't like this super old lady.
Yeah. And basically raised him. But,
And-
should have gone to the aunt, obviously, looking back. That's who he had known. That's who he was around with. The aunts, when you heard them talk in interviews and such, you could tell that they felt like it was their child.
Mm-hmm.
That they'd had him for 10 years basically, and the mom had not been capable or for whatever reason wasn't in the picture hardly at all.
Mm-hmm.
He should have just stayed with stay with the aunt. And I know she's got the maternal rights and everything, but obviously in hindsight,
right?
Yeah, I mean he wasn't with that mother for a reason, and looking back, obviously that should have stayed that way.
And to take him out of a home that he knew.
Right.
Well, and this is important point too. If CPS gave Jayden back, why didn't they give her other 2 girls back? Then makes zero sense at all, in my opinion.
I
mean, she didn't have all of her kids. Were there 5 total or 5 besides Jayden?
Oh, I don't know about all the kids.
I thought there was 5
kids.
Yeah. And Susie B, I kind of agree with you. I think she had to have had some kind of level of assistance to get him out of there and buried and everything. I don't think she probably did it alone. She said, my point is she didn't do the disposal alone. I think her boyfriend helped. I kind of feel like that as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get more information about that as they do.
Right.
I'd be very surprised if he doesn't face a charge too.
Right.
Sorry. Because you're with somebody in a situation like that, he's going to know what happened.
And I was showing that Lee Terry. I think that you're correct. Yes.
And Pam was Kaiser was wanting to know about the MRI. She came in late.
Yes. Well, thank you for asking. But it went well. So we had a little scare on the initial read, and then we got the official report the next day. It kind of took longer than we thought it was going to, but they initially thought it was going to be a tumor, forming again. And so we had to wait till the following day for the official word. And now they are saying that it is radiation damage, which of course is not.
And it's got a word, and I can never, I could, it's necrosis.
Necrotic.
Yeah, they say necrosis. Yeah. And they, it looks very similar, or it can look very similar to tumors. So that's why it took them a little time, but they have like 5 neuroradiologists look at it, and they all had the same consensus. Because that was a question I asked. It's like, was there any dissenting opinion between the 5? And he said, no, they all.
Well, and that makes you feel even better because you have 5 people looking at it saying the same thing. So that's great.
The oncologist was doing just a cursory glance, and the radiologists do deep dives and look at the tissue very closely and everything.
Yeah, he's just looking at like one scan, one image, and they look very similar.
And yes, Tia Nurse, that's what we think too. But the oncologist, when we talked to him yesterday, we talked to him yesterday. Yesterday. It feels like it's
I know,
days ago now.
I know.
He was saying that it should actually, the way he was explaining it is that it should be smaller, right?
It should shrink eventually, kind of.
Yeah,
like it should heal.
In a month, it should look smaller and less inflamed or whatever.
Right.
So that's why we have to go back in a month.
So we're going back in a month, and so please continue to pray.
But we
huge
feel relief over here.
We feel extremely blessed right now. We really do.
So we are.
You think about all the little things in life that just get you down day to day, and then when you have something like this, it doesn't even compare. Doesn't even compare.
And I'll tell you, just totally on our own, like just from our own perspective, covering these cases, you have people that just throw away their children like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're fighting tooth and nail, doing everything we can to give our son every tiny edge to make it through. And it's so,
it makes you.
You've got these beautiful little kids and just thrown out in the woods,
just throw them away.
And it's just so.
It's frustrating.
It's so frustrating and gross, and but that's just so. But anyway, it's hard not to look at it that way when you're going through a situation like we are. And
okay. Pam says the tissue will dissolve with time. Great news. Praise Jesus. He still works miracles today. And I really do feel like that we've been that God keeps an eye on us. I really do feel like that. With all this stuff, it's hard to not just be angry at the world because we've been through a lot. We really have. We've had a daughter with leukemia. Middle E actually donated his bone marrow and saved her life.
Yeah.
And then he has to go through this, and it has been frustrating.
Not to mention you have an older child with, moderate to severe autism. So,
well, you think moderate? I think severe.
It's more severe, but he's just such a blessing. It's hard to call him severe.
Well, we've worked really hard. If we hadn't worked so hard, he would not be able to communicate with us the way he can.
Yeah.
And we worked really hard.
Oh, and boy, can he communicate.
Oh, we were talking about that.
When he wants to, right?
When he wants to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last night. You have to show Aunt E what we got in the mail real quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're taking a little break. So we got one of these in the mail. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
YouTube sent that to us.
So,
isn't that neat?
Yeah. So like one of those little, how does this work? If we're making
action.
So that was kind of fun. What did we get that for?
I don't know. They do these creator rewards, and
I might have met a milestone. Sometimes they do that. Yeah. I know with Rumble, they also have like little things that they send after you reach a certain point. It looks kind of like a little Emmy award or something.
I don't think that. Yeah, Rumble. I was looking at all the stuff you have to do to be on Rumble. I don't know about. They want us to do ads and things. I don't know about all that.
Take 2 every time.
No,
if I just make a mistake, I just pull up the clapper and say, all right, let's try that one more time.
No, you know where that's going. I'm giving that to middle E.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
But so anyway.
Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program.
Yes. Sorry. We get off topic. We probably should have saved that for our Friday show. Oh, and I found the best poor judgment. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
fortunately, there is no shortage of people with poor judgment. So
Yes.
that segment could be daily if we wanted
Yep.
it to be.
Definitely.
I did have just
Aw.
the arrest citation pulled up here in case y'all were interested in that.
That
But
is teeny.
it
Is there
is
a way to
teeny,
blow
but
it up?
not for me until I get a trackpad. But
Okay, fine.
I'll just keep
I'm
dropping that
gonna
hint
see
to
how much
Mrs.
they
E.
cost. I'll have to see how much they cost.
She's gonna buy it like right now because she's tired of me not being able to zoom in.
I have to see how much they cost. I think they're expensive. Let
But
me look.
there's not actually. I just wanted to show you that it's just there is an official document here. And it just gives all of her, all of her information. A little bit about the statement. I wanted to read directly from it just so that there's no misinterpretation. Okay, so it says on August 6, 2025, Miss Felicia and Josh Gross reported that their juvenile child, Jayden Spicer, went missing the night of August 5th into August 6th, and his whereabouts were unknown. So in the initial reporting, actually, it wasn't being stated who called him and missing. We all kind of assumed it was the mother and the stepfather, but it was never explicitly reported by law enforcement in those early days. So we kept saying, well, a call was made because we just really couldn't say for sure. But this confirms it was them. Then it goes on. A recorded Mirandized interview was conducted with Miss Gross on August 12th at the Jackson Police Department, where she confessed to providing Jayden a type of sleeping medication. Ms. Gross further stated that this medication caused Jayden to have a medical emergency, and she believed that he had passed away from this medical emergency. Ms. Gross further stated in the interview that she had transported Jayden's body to a wooded area on Canoe Road near the mouth of Joe Little Fork. A search warrant was prepared and executed on this property, and Jayden's remains were located buried underground in a plastic tote. So that is how that reads directly from them. And so today, Felicia Gross had to make her first appearance at her arraignment. She is currently being held at the Kentucky River Regional Jail, and she has a public defender and has entered a not guilty plea as of right now. I suppose that could change. I would imagine there will be some wheeling and dealing going on, especially if Josh is involved in any way. One thing that Gaither said in his press conference was about how this is still an ongoing investigation. They're not going to release certain things. And that just makes me feel like that they believe that there's an accomplice or someone else involved. So now that they have some leverage over Felicia, I think they're going to see which one they can get to. They'll have work them against one another, I would suspect.
Are you going to show the WKYT segment from today where she appeared in court?
I don't have it.
That?
Did you send it to Crimes?
I thought that Mrs. E did, but I can send it to Crimes or send it to me.
You can
put it up.
No, you can do it you could just put it up, or you can put it in the back chat.
Yeah, put it up if you like. That's okay.
Okay.
It's more expensive than I thought.
Well, L. Kennedy says not guilty. And see, I know there's kind of like that. Well, she admitted it. She confessed. She, everything to it. So how do you plead not guilty? But I think that's just all about strategy at this point, because it's kind of like now at this point, it's just a matter of how long she's going to spend in prison. It's not going to be whether or not she's going to be found guilty or not. She's already confessed on tape. It's just what kind of deal can we make? Can we drop some of the charges to not go to trial? And I think that's kind of what's going to happen. And they may also want her to give some information on Josh if he was involved. And so if she's pleading not guilty, if she pleads guilty, she has no leverage, right? They just sentence her. If if she says not guilty now, she's got some leverage and can fight for how much time she actually spends in prison, which just kind of looking at the charges, I'll go ahead and tell you, my guess is she's not going to go away for a very long time.
Are you really think so?
I don't think so.
I think the autopsy is going to come back with more information.
My guess is when it's all said and done, and in real time, I bet she spends less than 10 years in prison. That'd be my guess.
Oh, sorry. Did I just take you all off?
No, we're here.
Okay. This is Hang on.
Yeah, Lisa, I'm with you.
If it was an
I don't want to
accident.
see
you
the
can-
size of the tote. No, I'm just the ugh.
Ugh.
No, you can't believe anything she says at this point. I mean, she wrote a letter, released it to the public for the whole world to read, and lied. So, you know, anything she says, suspect. You can't. Everything's got to be okay. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. We're gonna have to verify every word now.
Well, I'll tell you, Nicey Marie, no McDonald's for her, no fries, no chicken nuggets. I will tell you, in that part of the world, McDonald's is a popular place.
Mhm.
That's very, you don't see many other fast food restaurants besides McDonald's in that part of the world.
Not a lot. No.
Yeah.
Not a lot of restaurants at all.
No.
No, really aren't.
So this was on WKYT today about her plea, and I'll play that. Hang on just a second.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this actually.
Nina said, I missed the live, I guess. No, Nina, you're here. We're live.
Guilty plea was entered for a Breathitt County mother accused of killing her 10-year-old son.
Jayden Spicer was found dead Tuesday near Canoe Road in Breathitt County. His mother, Felicia Gross, was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence and witnesses. She was in court today.
According to an arrest citation, Gross confessed to police that she gave Jayden sleep medication she believes caused him to have a medical emergency that killed him. It goes on to say that Gross told police that she later took Jayden's body to a wooded area and buried his remains underground in a plastic tote. Community members say they were shocked and devastated when they heard the news.
You just don't think something could happen here in your hometown. But when it did, I was like, oh, wow, that's, mind-blowing to me.
She's got fancy glasses.
Jayden, last night the community came together to hold a prayer vigil for him. His aunt, Samantha Brunty, and Shy Sailors worked closely with state police to help during the search. They say the days leading up to the discovery of his body were some of the hardest of their lives.
I just hope and pray that that baby has his final moments of resting and everybody can know that he is safe.
He was full of lights, always smiling, and he just loved being around his family and friends, and he was a happy kid.
Jayden's aunts say their family is heartbroken right now, but add the outpouring of community support will help them and their family heal. Gross will be back in court Monday for a preliminary hearing. We expect to get detective testimony. We will continue following the latest from this investigation into Jayden's death and how the community is honoring his life. Scan the QR code you see on your screen now to get the free WKYT News app.
Sorry.
Yeah, Real Me Too says mom says Jayden had a medical emergency, but still doesn't call 911.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That is going to be the logic behind that is, yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that the aunt spoke, and then also they showed her, in court today. But the 18th is when they are supposed to get more information, and she will appear in court again.
Yeah, Beach Bum says not guilty forces prosecution to show what they have and gives time for a defense. Yeah, it's just strategy. I think. I mean, I think she knows she's going away. It's just a matter of how long.
Right.
I just got a feeling she's not going to go away for that long. It's just I could be wrong about that, but I just don't suspect that she will.
Do we have a list of, at some point I thought we had a list of her prior charges, like what her other charges were that she had previously. I think she had rug charges and some, didn't we have that?
I had that somewhere. Actually.
And Nina, she was asking about that other video that we are going to be going through at some point. And I don't know the link or have the video or know who it is off the top of my head. I've got it saved. So we'll talk about it in the future.
I think it's kind of odd, though, that a great grandmother was able to handle him and take care of him, and she's older.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Sorry, I had to step away. Our littlest just got back.
Yeah. How did that all go for her?
She got a role in her play.
Oh, good.
And she's very happy.
So it's a good experience.
It was a good experience. So
good for her.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a few things, but some of these things about her criminal history are not all released because they involve minors. It's one of the things that keeps coming up. She did have a rug charge in 2020. And so that combined with selling a firearm to a convicted felon, she received a year-long sentence. In 2019 and 2013, she was involved in some kind of child support cases with the grandmother, Shirley. 2017 was when that endangering the welfare of a minor. She served a year in jail for that. She had rug testing and CPS, following that. So 2017, so 8 years ago, we don't know if that would have been Jayden or not, but would have been when he was about 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere else I had, it doesn't say this here, but somewhere else I had read that was a misdemeanor, I think, not the felony level.
Was she on parole, or was she had all charges been dismissed, or like she wasn't being held responsible for anything else? I mean, she wasn't on probation, anything like that.
Nothing I've seen since she was still on probation. No.
Okay. Well, and I thought this was a good point that Julie made. She said, "I'd like to know who gave the aunt permission to give him back to his mother, because he hadn't been with his mom since he was born. He was born with rugs in his system, so the grandmother got him when he was little."
I think it's CPS. It's the way they make it sound was that they didn't have a choice, that they needed, it was determined he needed 24-hour care. We don't know for what reason, but
well, most kids do need 24-hour care.
Yeah. I mean,
what 10-year-old can, I mean, you think about it. I mean, what kid doesn't need 24-hour care?
Yeah, I guess that's true. And they did say he was on some type of medication for mental issues, but never really said exactly what. So that part of it's kind of unclear. But yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of it quite that way. But yeah,
but they said that. I mean, I can see where they would say he needs adult supervision, but any kid that age should have adult supervision all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess really only the aunts will be able to kind of clear that up, probably.
It sounds like she really didn't. Susie B said that no children should have been in the home, especially Jayden. But it sounds like to me she had issues with.
So these other kids, what's going to happen to them now? Maybe the aunts. I'm not sure.
Sad.
So one of the things I wanted to do. So this is basically where this stands. She's got another hearing next week, a preliminary hearing, and then it'll go from there. And of course, we'll follow this as it rolls along and wait to see if something happens with Josh. I think that's the next thing to watch for, is if he gets arrested at some point, because it's really difficult to imagine that he didn't have some knowledge of what happened in that home, that he'd be just like, what? No idea, it's not realistic, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I had seen rumors that he had fled after she was arrested, but I don't know that for any, documentation that that's happened.
All right. So I have pulled this up before. He's got this somewhere else, but I know he's got it on one of his forums or a post somewhere, but I've referenced this before, but this is of course from Deception Detective, and this is actually the one where he was covering Seth Rogers, and of all of the stuff that Deception Detective has done, his list of what to look for in an innocent parent in a missing person or a homicide involving a child, he's kind of got this checklist of 7 things that you look for. And it is proven over and over again to be so accurate that it's I keep going back to it every time we have a situation. It just fits all of them. And so basically the idea is you've got this list of 7 items, and if you land right on 5, 6, 7 of these, then you've got a pretty good idea that the parent is an innocent parent, and if they fail on most of these, then they are not. And so I thought I'd go through this because we can look in hindsight now with this mom and kind of see with some certainty whether or not she fit the bill here. And I know that's kind of small, but and we didn't really have any statements from the mom. All we really had was a written statement, and this is really intended more for when they do live interviews or pressers. But here we have number 1. It says present tense, and in that letter, she does write about Jayden in the present tense, so she actually passes on that. Then you have cooperative, and all the stories are that they were actually very uncooperative. There's one story that's been told where there's a little hole that was found near the kids' basketball goal, and didn't even. And I guess detectives or police asked, "Hey, do you mind if we kind of see what's in that hole?" Because it looked like maybe a kid had dug a little hole there. And he said, "I know you need to come back with a subpoena or warrant or whatever if you want to look in that hole." So that would be highly uncooperative, right? I mean, you're missing your child. They want to just look in a hole in your dirt, on your, by your driveway. You let them look in the hole. That inconclusive. So that letter, although it doesn't exactly say, she does kind of try to point you in a direction here. So the last part of it here, we love him very much. Please do the right thing. Call the police. Please pray for us and my son, Jayden. Thank you. So she is kind of trying to imply here that there's somebody else out there that has guilty knowledge of Jayden that needs to do the right thing. She's kind of trying to set, in a very subtle way, set a narrative there. Instead of just wondering if he's lost in the woods, which she doesn't seem to consider in the letter. At this point, she should have no idea what happens.
I'm going to step away. Our oldest one seems to think it's okay to go outside right now, so I'm going to shut things up so he stops going outside. He's making me nervous.
I know. I got you. Addresses the kidnapper. Again, not really quite the exact place for that in the letter, but she doesn't address the kidnapper. Addresses the child. She doesn't address Jayden in that. Ask for help. You could make the argument maybe she's sort of asking for help when she does ask for people to do the right thing and call the police, and to pray. So that would be 2 of those really that she's passing there. And then a call to action. If you see X, call 911. So she really kind of only checks off 3 of those out of that list. And that's different even because it isn't a prepared written kind of statement. So you're getting her sitting down thinking, I need to write this, and she's got time. Theoretically she's sitting there for hours thinking of how she wants to write this letter to come off sounding innocent. And even then she's not seeming cooperative. She seems to point toward there being foul play. She doesn't ever address a kidnapper. She doesn't address Jayden. She does ask for help. She does call to action, and she does use present tense. So 3 out of the 7 is really all she hits there. So anyway, I always think that is useful on all of these kind of cases. And I guess even the fact that she's not doing an interview at all, doesn't do an interview at all, should really be another item on the list, that she's avoiding media and asking for any real help, just sending in a letter.
Rob asked, are those in any certain order? I don't think so. I think it's just basically a checklist.
Yeah, it's just this checklist. And he just generally feels like if you land in that an innocent parent should be somewhere around 5, 6, and 7. And then if you're not up there, then you're pretty much suspect. And she really only landed on 3 of those. But I always think that is useful there. And he's done several videos about that topic in the past. So I did kind of want to just, so I'm going to pull that down now.
And I am kind of wondering why, if they had cadaver dogs and they had scent dogs, why it wasn't picked up somewhere around the area. I'm just kind of, you would have thought it would have hit on the car that she had to transport him in, to take him to be buried, all that kind of stuff. You would think it would have hit on something.
I don't know. And we don't know where he passed away.
Well, according to her, inside the home.
Maybe, but we don't know that.
Right.
We don't have the autopsy back yet, so we don't know if her story's even close to true.
Right. I just thought about the dogs, and I know that they had dogs in really quickly.
I think, yeah, I know. And I, honestly, if he was found up there on that canoe road, if the grandmother's buried up there, I'm kind of surprised they didn't think to go look up there in the first place.
Yeah.
If that's like a family burial site, you'd kind of think, but I don't know. Maybe they,
I don't know. There's got to be some false information, or they didn't have very good dogs, because you would have thought they would have hit somewhere around there if he had actually passed away there.
Yeah. So yeah, some people are saying they think maybe he didn't pass in the home. I think there's also something about how quickly it happens, like how quickly you get the body out, whether the cadaver dogs pick it up or not. And I would imagine that time has to be a factor, right? Like, let's say he's been gone since July 7th or something. And, they've got a month for any scent to dissipate, cleaning products and everything else they might have done wherever he was gone, throw away sheets, mattresses. If he died on the floor or anything, then they come in there and bleach it all. And even if a cadaver dog does pick something up, that's not evidence. It's not proof, I guess. It's
right. They said that they didn't have any hits, so I just thought it was.
Oh, did they actually come out and say they didn't have hits?
Yeah, I had read that they had used the dogs to search, and they didn't turn up anything from the search. So I assume that to mean they didn't get any leads from the dog searches.
Yeah,
that's kind of what they insinuated, but that may not have been exactly correct, but that's the way I interpreted it when I saw the news thing about it.
Okay. Well, so looking back on this, I just thought, what are ways we could compare this to other cases, kind of learn from it? Because now that we see a guilty parent, and how their tactics and what they did, could we compare this to others? And so I was looking up, let me find some of this here. So I was looking up other people that have used similar type of tactics. And I was looking up some where people had chosen to use written statements as opposed to actually speaking to media. And one of these is the John Benet Ramsey. They did an initial interview when their daughter went missing in 1997, but declined their second interview until the police would allow them to review the case for any evidence, which the police rejected that. And so after that, they offered to answer in written questions. And so after that, they really declined to do interviews and just went with written communication. So kind of similar situation. Then there's another Kyron Horman from 2010 in Portland, Oregon. And for him, the parents released a formal statement through the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, rather than doing any direct media interviews. And, they talked about their heartbreak, how they were grateful for the searching, the public support. And she wrote another letter about her missing child that she shared publicly. Another one is named Sky Matawala, which was in Washington State in 2011. And that his mother did talk with the media, or communicated with the media through email, saying she didn't know where he went and that her lawyer didn't want her to speak. And she continued all the way up through 2019 not to speak with the press or with police, would only use written forms of communication. And then a Melinda Duckett and Trenton Duckett in 2006 in Florida. Melinda was questioned about her son, Trenton, on Nancy Grace's show. And after that televised confrontation, she ended up writing a 2-page letter the next day to the public, talking about how much she loved her son and how frustrated she was with the scrutiny, and didn't want to speak to reporters on camera afterward. And then shortly after that, she took her own life. And in all 4 of these cases, really none of them are resolved. But all of them in the court of public opinion are very much suspect parents. Some of them have even been named suspects, like the Sky Matalwa. That mother was never officially charged, but police have, in quotes, said knows where Sky is. And
was she the one that unalived herself?
No, that was the Melinda Duckett.
Duckett, okay.
Yeah. No charges have ever been were ever filed against her, but many believe that she was responsible, and her taking her own life kind of indicates that too. Even of course, everybody knows the John Benet Ramsey situation. Many people believe they have some guilty knowledge there.
Well, and have you heard the latest with that there was a woman who said that her husband admitted to doing it, and told her he did it. And she sent this is all new stuff that's happened in the last couple weeks on John Benet Ramsey. And I saw something about it. I guess it was yesterday, and I hadn't heard that. But this woman said that her husband came to her and admitted it.
Oh, no, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, do some research on it before we talk about it. But it's really, really interesting that there's new life and new leads in that case after all these years.
No.
Thank you, Nina Drew. She sent me a smiley face with sunglasses.
Yes, thank you so much, Nina Drew. Appreciate you very much.
Make me happy.
And I thought this was really neat that Julie Jordan said that a guy told this congressman and that was out. And I saw this congressman talk about this. He did a little news clip on this. A guy told this congressman that was out there searching that the day before he heard about a kid going missing, there was a car that came by his grandmother's trailer. A kid was screaming in the car. And I saw this congressman talking about that, and it was right on that road where Jayden was found. And he said the next day he was shocked to hear about that. But this congressman went on one of the newscasts and reported that a man in the area that was searching told him this and had seen the car. And then the next day the kid was reported missing, and he's wondering if it wasn't Jayden screaming in the car.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting. But they don't know for sure, and having I'm sure it's being investigated as to what kind of car and all this stuff. But he did talk about that on a newscast in the last day or two.
Yeah, I think this autopsy is going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us a whole lot. That is interesting. I had not heard that yet.
And thank you, Lolo. She gifted a membership.
Thank you, Lolo.
Thank you, Lolo.
Appreciate you for doing that.
Sorry I had to step away so long. Biggie just decided he wanted to go to bed early.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
okay.
so we took care of that.
Oh, that's good. Means he'll get up early, unfortunately. Usually.
Yeah. I stopped drinking coffee because I knew that we'll be up early.
So anyway, and of course, everybody has mentioned here, as far as other than those cases, I was comparing it to people that did the written statements. There is the Candace Wells situation with Summer Wells, and she did the same thing. And to me, it's like when you have somebody put out the note, it's like, this is my interpretation of anyone that would do that in that situation. It screams guilty because it's like, I want to give the idea that I'm a concerned, innocent parent. So I'm going to give a note, I'm going to make a statement and release it, but I don't trust myself on camera not to crack and look guilty. That's my assumption. And any parent in that kind of situation that doesn't want to go do media. Well,
and I think, she had already put herself out there on karaoke on our videos of Wrecking Ball and things like that. So, and I know when something else that was brought up too, when JD Vance was in the area campaigning prior to the election, she was interviewed on the news about it, and she spoke at length about him being in the area. So she wasn't camera shy. She wasn't afraid to talk. So that wasn't the issue. And I thought that's an interesting point too.
I want to say thank you to Serenity, who says out here in Washington State, Oakley Carlson is a sad missing person out here in Washington. We believe her parents have done something to her, but no proof. Look into it.
What's the name of it?
Oakley Carlson. I haven't heard this one.
We will look into it.
Actually, I'll just talk about that tomorrow when we do our Friday weekly, because I always want to highlight a missing person each time.
You could tell the
So
people
we'll do that one
that are
tomorrow.
new about what we do on Fridays.
Yeah, so we do a weekly kind of weekend crime and true crime, and we always highlight at least one missing person. And I hadn't picked one yet to do tomorrow, so we'll do that. We'll do Oakley Carlson because I don't know anything about it. And thank you for the super chat there, Serenity. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very much. And
Oh, Serenity was on our TikTok the other night.
oh yeah,
I think. Let me double check.
I couldn't hardly see the TikTok.
Pretty
chat.
sure.
And Nina's at it again
Yes.
with her super stickers. She sent us another one. Thank you, Nina.
Oh,
Thank you,
let me
Nina.
see what we got now.
Serenity was over there. Yeah, saw all the fun. And Lola just gifted another membership.
guys
Oh,
are
thank you, Lola.
awesome. Thank
for that.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your support so much. We really do. Nina said, I have face doing this. I have to tell him because he can't see
I
it.
can't see
I need to set it up where you can see it. If you received
Oh,
your gift
wow.
membership from Lolo, or please tell her thank you.
So
That's terrible. That sounds like an awful case. It may be one that'll be very bothersome to us. It says, saying wolves ate her. I hate them taking her from her foster parents who adored her. So it sounds like the real parents took her back and said wolves ate her.
Oh, wow.
So we'll definitely look into that
gosh.
case.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you earlier, but 1-800 TBI Find Summer's Truth was saying that she had to fight for her kids and she had to pay for a lawyer, and I guess the biological parents got the state lawyer. So that was kind of interesting. So
See, I kind of wondered that as well. Maybe he wasn't deceased, just real heavily medicated, and she thought he was. I don't know. Sounds like to me he was deceased because she wouldn't have been able to do the things she did to the corpse.
See, I think what's going to happen is we're going to find that it's not that's a story. That's
the medication.
That's my opinion. I don't know. I just have a feeling that there's more to it.
It's like a half truth kind of story. There's going to be some truth to it, but it's not the full story.
Correct. I think there's going to be other injuries.
Yeah.
And I agree with you where Summer, she said a mother that's not guilty or has no guilty knowledge at all will frantically go searching for her missing child 24/7. I know I lived that nightmare in real life, 13 long days on 10 hours of sleep. Wow.
Oh,
I agree. As a parent, I would be out looking even day and night. I would be out looking day and night.
Well, we were talking about Giovanni, and he said to me, we were talking about it privately, and he said, you would be just like her. You would be a force to be reckoned with. You would be everywhere looking for your child, and you'd be on every news channel. You would be anywhere you could possibly be.
And just to show how determined they were, family found him before the police found him.
Right.
I mean, family found Giovanni. Yeah. And so that just shows you how determined they were going to look and look and look until they found him. And they did. They found him before the police. So
hired the PIs, got him right on it.
I mean, they were on it.
Out talking to People Magazine and everybody else. And they
had it. I think everybody in the United States heard about it. It was widespread quickly.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of Riley.
It's not that hard to spot the innocent parents, actually, really.
It really isn't.
Because, it's just
not.
No, you either
it's
are
human
looking
nature.
for them or you're not looking for them.
If you understand human nature at all, Tia Nurse agrees with me. See, I'm on a roll. I've got Nancy Grace and Tia Nurse agreeing with me tonight.
Yeah.
She says, I don't think there'll be any sleep aid. See that? I think that that's a story. I don't know. That's my opinion. And Nina sent me another sticker. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Nina.
And Serenity sent us another super chat. And she said, if you do a thing on Oakley tomorrow, then I'll have to watch on replay because she's going to go see Weird Al.
Oh, you are?
Well, you know what?
Fun.
I think we're going to go, and we haven't even told Aunt E this. I think we're going to go at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Central time.
Central time.
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow? Okay.
Will that work? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it.
Yes, it should work.
And enjoy Weird Al. How fun. How fun.
And we have another, my feeling is Josh did it. He fits my profile, in my opinion.
Oh.
Maybe. Crime Mom Chronicles sent us
That's Detective Mom.
Well, it says
Isn't
Crime
it?
Mom Chronicles. Well, I don't know.
Some of them have changed their names.
Oh, yeah.
We need text app alerts for when you go live.
Well, you can, you're supposed to be able to hit that notification bell and say that you want all alerts, and it should work. But
if you look on there, there's a little on our YouTube page, there's a little bell. And if you click that bell, it has all personalized, none, or unsubscribe. And if you click all, it should send you an alert on your phone for every time we go live on YouTube.
But thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate
Yes, thank you very much.
We appreciate the support. We really do.
Yeah, thank you, Serenity. And I think this. So, how does she get him back? Why did aunts not try to get him? If great grandmother had cancer, I would have made plans for him. Not pointing fingers, just trying to understand. I mean, I'm sure everybody's feeling kind of crazy.
Well, I think
about it now,
I think the aunt had a job and had to work and felt like she could not be there for as much care as he needed. That's what I understood. And that's where that 24/7, he needed care 24/7 came from. That's what she had said. So I think that's why she ended up, the mom ended up getting him.
And Nina sent me another super sticker. This time it's a smiley face with hearts. Thank you,
thank
Nina.
you, Nina.
She keeps me entertained, I swear.
It's thundering, as you can see my shadow
is it?
came
And
over.
then-
Yeah, it is here.
Real Me Too says, Mrs. E, there's an 18-year-old pregnant girl missing from
Rehoboth?
Yeah, Massachusetts. She was living in a homeless shelter. She had a fight with her boyfriend, and she told her girlfriend she was scared.
Oh, wow. That's another one we should check on.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Oakley one for sure, too. I'll tell you that girl, the other little girl up in Maine, it bothers me still,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I can't think of her name.
We talked about her.
Rosebud.
We talked about her on one of the lives. We did her story. Stephanie Dameron.
Stephanie Dameron.
Yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense either.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
So one of the other things I wanted to kind of compare was just how if I could find cases that were very similar to this, like in every way. And especially this kind of story, because it seems like this story, this disappeared in the middle of the night thing, and wake up and they're just gone. It's a very common kind of thing. And this one should have occurred to me, but it really didn't. But Casey Anthony's one claimed that so Kaylee was last seen in June of 2008, but the disappearance was not immediately reported. The grandmother called 911 after 31 days. And although it wasn't exactly like in the middle of the night, Kaylee was last known to be home with the mother, and the actual circumstances of her disappearance were unknown for weeks. She never sat for open, unscripted interviews with the press while the girl was missing. And all of her statements came through her attorneys or family. And she was convicted but acquitted. And she was acquitted of the murder charge, but she was convicted on the false information to law enforcement. And so, of course, the public generally feels like she's responsible still. So kind of similar there. And there's another Melissa Huckabee. An 8-year-old girl named Sandra, and this is 2009 in California, was playing outside of a mobile home in a park and was last seen on surveillance walking toward Melissa Huckabee's residence. And then Sandra was abducted in the afternoon, but the disappearance was immediate and without a trace. And in interviews, Huckabee, who was Sandra's neighbor and Sunday school teacher, initially avoided any kind of open press questioning, only spoke through like brief controlled statements, but was later convicted to the charge of kidnapping and murdering Sandra and received life in prison. Another that is similar is Brandy Worley in the Tylee and Charlie Worley case. The two children were 7 and 3. They were found in their bedrooms being killed in the middle of the night while sleeping. And Worley did not make any kind of public or media appearances. Statements only came through legal channels, and she eventually did confess, or was eventually found guilty and sentenced to 120 years in prison.
It's okay. Cha.
The thunder has scared her ever since our big scare when all the alarms went off in the house when we had a storm a few months ago. It was terrible. All the fire alarms off and our glass break alarms, and it took me 30 minutes to go and get the ladder and climb up and turn every one of them off. And it was killing her. And so ever since then, she has just been a wreck. Every time.
Were we on the phone when that happened?
We may have been. Yeah. Thank God we weren't live.
But think of these cases that we've been following and how similar. Like,
hi, Nick.
Nick the Hat. Oh, good to see you, Nick the Hat. Thank you for the green and orange hearts. We appreciate that very much.
Also, Dreaming in Blue Skies says Benadryl can have an opposite effect in children and can cause hyperactivity, agitation, insomnia, and trouble sleeping.
I didn't know that.
Thank you, Dreaming of Blue Skies. We appreciate you.
And thank you for the super chat there.
Oh, is that Seth Rogers? Hi, Seth.
Good to see you, Seth.
I think that's him. I know some of the names are all changed around.
Let me look. That's the real Seth, because I made him a mod. I made him a mod so there couldn't be any fakers. Okay. Hello, Seth. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And hi, Nick the Hat.
Yeah. So what we were kind of getting at was just seeing.
He said, "No, it isn't me."
So it's another imposter there. We're just kind of talking about how there's so many similarities in the way this case just reminds us of a lot. It reminds me a lot of Jack and Lily. Actually, maybe it's just the rural area. It's in that, that mom, she comes out, makes one statement and then disappears. Whereas this mother basically put out a note to the press and then disappeared. So that's very similar. And I think when Jack and Lily are found, we're also going to not find them anywhere near the home either. I think they're going to be a good 19, 20. Yeah, I think it's going to be like that also. And there was a little bit of, you also had the reports coming out about Jayden having his medical issues. And then remember, like Jack and Lily, was coming out with the mild autisms and all that. And Lily would scream. It's almost kind of like, it's just kind of like real subtle victim blaming kind of stuff that happens. Same thing happens with Sebastian also. Rogers, the autism got kind of amplified in its severity at first, because when all those early interviews, they kind of made that sound like that was a
KP and CP did. Seth did not.
No, I don't mean Seth. I mean
right. Yeah, and it seemed like that was kind of like it was the tagline on all of the news articles because they made such a big deal about it. And it was autistic child, and I think that they amplified it.
And of course the big similarity is he goes to bed at night. Next morning he's just gone. Didn't take anything with him. Basically gone in whatever he slept in.
Very much like Jayden.
No phone with him, no money. Didn't take any belongings. And the exact same thing with Sebastian outside of the little flashlight, right?
Mm-hmm. Seth definitely has an opinion as to what he thinks should happen to this mom. He said, "I think she should meet the business end of a wood chipper. I'm tired of parents not caring for their children. Children don't choose their parents."
100%.
So true.
Yeah.
So these poor kids are the victims in all this for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think she's going to get I just have a feeling. I have a feeling she's going to deal and will get 10 years or less myself.
Well, I mean,
But I could be wrong.
I'm not going to place a bet on this, but I have a feeling that they're going to find further injuries in the child, and I think that it's going to get upgraded. That's my opinion.
That could be.
What do you think, Aunt?
I think there's more to the story. I think that the stepdad, or if I don't know if they were married, but I think he probably had some knowledge of what happened. I think they just couldn't deal with him.
Oh,
well, here's the other big comparison with a lot of these cases too. Is you've got stepfathers in the home with their own history. So here you've got Josh. He's got a lengthy criminal history. With Sebastian, you've got the, at least 5 CPS reports. Maybe up to 7, depending on whose stories you believe. Then you've got the stepfather up in Nova Scotia, or were they even married? Were they technically married?
No,
they weren't.
They're not
they
married.
weren't married.
They kind of.
She called him her partner. She called him her partner.
And he's got his own history and issues and everything there. So there's these kind of like big red flags all over the place. But another similar thing, and everything always happens when the parents are sleeping. I was asleep. We were, the Nova Scotia parents, it was during the daytime, but they're napping. Because if you're asleep, you don't have to kind of like account for what you were doing.
Right.
It's a very convenient kind of alibi, And
Beach Bum, I saw this, and it made me tear up quite a bit. I thought it was incredibly kind.
Yeah, Soulshine. So this is Soulshine Industries is making Jayden a Spider-Man casket with Jayden's name on it, totally paid for by another good human. LEX18 reported.
I saw that.
Lexington.
Yeah, there had been like a grassroots kind of reward growing. At last I had seen, 8,200 was where it was before. And I think it was the next day they found Jayden there, and the mom confessed. Yeah, partner in crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think she did. I don't think she acted alone. She might be taking the rap, but I don't think she acted alone.
Yeah, he may not ever face charges, but we'll have to wait and see.
I just saw what Sarah put. She says it feels like there's some kind of manual they all read. It does. I
think it's called Dexter, the TV show.
Yeah, right. I think there's just like human instinct that's just kind of the same across. Like if you're going to lie, it's like just Sharon Marlowe says that is called the poof method. I was sleeping and don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's like if you say you're asleep, then it's like you insulate yourself from interrogation.
Right. Sorry, I was asleep.
It's not my responsibility. I was sleeping.
Your story can't change because you're just asleep. It's a convenient way to avoid any guilt. And in all of these situations too, or in a lot of them, or Summer Wells for that matter, several of these, there's no evidence that these children left. There's no reason to believe they walked away. There's no reason for them to. The stories just don't line up. And in most of these, their stories evolve and change, of course. And Seth Rogen says, or the show How to Get Away with Murder was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then for crying out loud says they've been a member since November 2024, but my membership seems gone. I don't know what happened.
Someone else mentioned earlier their membership was gone. So there may be something wonky going on.
I'm so
will
sorry.
check on it. It should automatically renew if you have it set up to renew each month.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that it is on there on my end. I would maybe put in a trouble ticket with YouTube and see what the problem is.
Hobo Mom says it started with Summer Wells and it's just continued. And I do wonder if in any of these, are they paying attention to other cases at all and trying to avoid the mistakes other people have made?
Well, she didn't do very well if that's what she was doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, with her, no, I don't think so. There were plenty of other cases too with similar kind of outcomes to this. that I had found, but the shallow graves and that kind of thing. And a lot of people have done these middle of the night scenarios. There's one from Sharon Matthews. The father claimed that in the middle of the night, that is at 3 a.m., that he had done some kind of punishment where he made her go outside, and that she disappeared after the punishment. But then she was found and he was convicted for that.
For crying out loud, that's probably what it was. If you had to freeze your card, it might have tried to process when it was frozen, and it'll just kind of kick it out. So you'll either have to put in a different payment form or reactivate it, and let them know that you want them to try to recharge it again.
I hear my mom. Tell mom I said hi.
I will. Charlie's going to go with her because she's not happy with the thunder, and so Granny's going to take her. She'll go get in bed with her until we get off. I'll come get her. Oh, I did see that too. Real Me Too. Real Me Too said Caitlin is asking to have restraining order dropped so that she can communicate with Austin, and the judge denied that today. I did see that.
I didn't know that Caitlin was actually asking.
Well, I just saw.
I thought he asked.
I'm not sure who asked, but I did see the judge denied it.
Yeah, so of course it's the Austin Drummond case there,
right?
Yeah, we're jumping around. I know. We got
that case is a whole just ooh.
It's a mess.
And Real Me Too says, "Hey, Granny."
Yeah, and so I don't know if everyone's familiar with that Austin Drummond situation we were following the last couple of weeks, but Caitlin, if you're not sure, Caitlin is the one that was dating. She was the jailer that was dating the prisoner, Austin Drummond. And when they got out, they were together, and she lost her job at the prison, possibly because of what she was doing with Drummond while he was there, just depending on who you believe on that. And then he basically wipes out her whole family, her sister, her niece, nephew, and then the niece's husband, and leaves that baby in the yard. And so the big question actually for that Austin Drummond case, of course, is what role did Caitlin play? Was this condoned by her? Was she an accomplice in this? Was this a retaliation to her? Was she completely oblivious to this happening?
Mm-hmm.
How does she, were they even still together? It appears that they were.
Mm-hmm.
She was 4 months pregnant. It seems like they were together, but we'll have to wait and see, really. And we still don't, of course, know the motive on Austin Drummond. We may not ever know. We'll have to wait and see on that too. But that's kind of the big question, really, is Caitlin's role, because did he do that as some form of revenge against her, with her or was it with her consent and with her kind of a wink and a nod, and she knew? I mean, it's terrible. But she's been really quiet. So if she's the one that asked for the restraining order to be dropped, that's not a good sign.
I haven't looked into it yet.
Well, and some people obviously have, and have got different opinions. But Lee Terry said the judge said there's no proof that Caitlin asked. Drummond's attorney said the family wanted to be able to contact him and specifically named Caitlin, saying she was pregnant. So,
okay. Well, see, I haven't sat down to watch it. We've been so busy today. Yeah. I haven't sat down to watch it yet. I was going to watch it tomorrow because I figured we'd talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and the judge did deny it.
Yes, he did. I did see that.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
And I am too, Bear. I think that sounds like it too. She said, that sounds like an info highway. Lift it and bug the phones. Juicy stuff. No kidding.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and I think the baby is supposed to be due like in October. So she's way more than 4 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
It's her registry that she had up said it was due in October.
Sorry, my phone's just going crazy. Thank you, Purple World. Yes, we had very good news. We do have to have another MRI in a month, but it looks like that what they saw on the MRI was essentially radiation damage and not a tumor forming. So But we still need those prayers for a tumor to not form, because between 8 and 14 months is typically when this type of tumor does come back. So.
Yeah. So, but we got through the first major one.
Hurdle.
Yes.
Here. So,
so we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to do our fast real soon.
Yeah.
It's about time for another one, isn't it?
It's time for one.
Well, we're not going to be able to.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Unless we started it tomorrow. We're not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Because he's got stuff to do.
There's no way he can fast.
Do that. No.
No. He'll be around too many temptations to fast. No, he can't do that. So maybe
might be better to fast after he gets done.
Might be a good idea too, actually. So, but good to see you, Purple World.
Yes, and then Real Me Too. I second that. Purple World. Say hello to that old man of yours. Yes, please do.
So I don't know. Do you guys see any of the other similarities between this and other cases? Because to me, one of the value of looking at all of these is we can kind of learn from it going forward and what to look for. Because now that we know that she's involved, we don't have to question that anymore.
Well, it kind of, I don't want to say it makes me feel like some of my assumptions about other cases are true based on the way this one has already turned out. It just kind of solidifies what I believe about other cases. I mean,
well, I mean, I'll just say it. I mean, I've said it to Seth privately. I mean, I feel like that this is, there's a lot of similarities here to Sebastian. There's a lot. I mean, I haven't said that to Seth, but you know what I mean? I've said this to Seth before. There's just some odd things, like her not wanting her name out in the press.
Oh, right. Well, that's one very similar to this case and Sebastian.
That's what I mean.
But yeah, you won't see that widely reported because I think we're the only ones that know that.
There very few people know that they initially didn't want their name
because
out there.
It happened just to us. So we have mentioned it because when we reached out to talk to them, they told us.
Well, we reached
through
out
an intermediary that they did not want their names out there, and that was one of the first things where we were like, "What is that?"
That was the first.
We didn't have like the true crime podcast or anything. We were just people.
We were just
because
we have a child with autism. So we were like, what can we, we kind of understand how kids with autism think because we've been doing this for so long.
When we heard that thing about them not wanting their names known, we're like, what? Why would you not?
We were told their first names, and we were told that they did not want their names out in the press. Yeah. And that is exactly what Jayden's mom said.
And that is what Jayden's mom said. And that's, so that was,
that's, I'm telling you, there's some similarities here.
Big red flag. It's a big red flag because if your kid's missing, you don't care if your name's in the press or not, people taking pictures of your house or whatever
anything you can do to find, to help find your child.
It would be the very last thing on your mind.
And at the exact same time, you had the Riley Strain case going on almost simultaneously. And that mom was on TV screaming from the rooftops every day, begging for help. And you could see the anguish. And that was not like that with Sebastian. The only person that was advocating for him was his dad. And it's the only one that's still advocating for him. And, I just saw that immediately. I was like, wow. I mean, this mom's looking and she's screaming and she's crying and they've got people coming in and private investigators and no stone left unturned. And we did not see that with Sebastian at all.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that the contrast between Riley's mom and Sebastian's is part of why it made them look even more suspect later on, because people that live here saw it night and day. They were such huge stories for Middle Tennessee and were so close together. You saw the initial like a week for the first interview, and then with Riley's mom, who was like a force, had Nashville lit up with billboards
within 48 hours.
You could not drive through the city without seeing Riley's face everywhere. All those billboards had him. She was everywhere.
Rob,
and then you had that it was the contrast that made them look so bad.
Rob has a good question here, and I think I know the answer, but I would like you to answer it.
Rob says, have you guys done any case where parents weren't or not believed to be guilty yet? Giovanni's.
Yeah.
Just recently.
Riley.
Well,
we didn't really cover Riley. We just kind of talked about it in passing. I don't believe Devlin's family is involved.
No.
We
don't have proof of that, but just looking at the evidence on Devlin's, we don't believe his family's, at least not the family we've been in contact with, have had any involvement. It's possible there's some outside cousin or whatever, who knows, but we don't think the family that lived with him was involved.
And we also helped a girl's family early on, Angel Turner, where a lot of people in social media were attacking the mom and dad, saying that they were involved, and we were like,
we knew immediately they weren't involved.
Yeah.
We basically had that narrowed down. We knew it was either she was abducted or she was groomed and led away, and it turned out to be the latter.
Yes,
because the way the parents acted was how innocent parents act. The mom did a big 2-part podcast, and
she came in our comments, and she was
she thanked us for covering it, and everybody else, Justin, and I don't remember who else covered it back then, and she was found, and they arrested the guy, and the mom she started the Facebook page, was very active. She did all the things you expect a desperate mom to do. It's why it's really not that hard to spot innocent parents.
And in all honesty, too, for me, that's not where my mind wants to go.
No, the last thing you want is it to be the parent, because that's the most heartbreaking one, crime of all.
And I'll tell you, I think that's what drew me into Sebastian, because when I got that sinking feeling that something wasn't right, that's when
we just kept digging deeper and wanting to learn more. Yeah.
Right. And the three of us would talk about it even before we started doing this.
All the time.
Talked about it. And
I'm sure many of them can relate.
I'm sure most people in our chat can relate.
Yeah.
And I mean, we covered it every time we were on. We covered it every time for many, many, many weeks, because it was just it consumed us. I think Hobo's mom said, "I wish Tennessee police were treating Sebastian's case like Kentucky has Jayden." I think Kentucky did do a really good coordination, and I think there's a lot of problems with the way it was handled that has led to not finding anything and not having any more to go on. It's hard.
One thing I was thinking about, if your suspects are the proud feet on that case, they have military training, right? So like I'm assuming at some point they go through training, like if they're ever captive, and like how to handle interrogations and things like that. And so in a way, their careers or early in their lives maybe prepared them for intense one-on-one kind of situations where most people don't have that kind of training. I don't know. I would assume all military gets.
Well, I mean, you're taught
like that.
You're taught survival skills, and in the course of what you're taught lots of things. How I'm sure you're taught how to defend yourself or to attack someone, and how to do it successfully. I'm sure you're taught all those things. Yeah. So just that training alone is going to give them skills that most normal people wouldn't have.
Yeah. And so that's
why
this case is not solved if not two things happen, right? She's got to confess, and they've got to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if she doesn't confess, where is this case?
Mm-hmm.
Do they ever solve it?
You mean Jayden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's been almost a week and they hadn't found him yet. Would they have ever found him without her?
Well, I think they would have, because that Hatfield and McCoy, they were going to that area to look. I think she felt the walls closing in really quick, because that was an area that they had said they were going to go look in. And I think told them that. So I think that's probably what was a catalyst for her to kind of fess up.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Nurse says the first 48 hours is where it seems SCSO may have messed up, and that has been damaging.
And I was going to, Lee Terry said, I haven't seen the behavior panel be wrong yet, and they have so much experience and training, especially with all four of them agree they analyzed Sebastian's parents' interviews and didn't see deception. But someone that we trust and I haven't seen be wrong is the deception detective. And he says there's absolute deception in their statements.
Yeah, I know behavior panel. They did.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't watch enough of them to know what their track record's like.
But how much of the interviews, which interviews did they analyze? Because some were different than others. And especially the ones at the beginning that were on social media and not on media, like television.
Right.
It depends on what they were reviewing, because some were much more telling than others.
They did the one with Holly Thompson. That was the interview they did. So it was like the Channel 4.
So one of the early ones. It was the second one.
Mm-hmm, that's the one they did. I remember I watched it a long time ago. I haven't watched it since, but they are pretty much the only people like that out there with any credentials that I've ever heard.
And Pat Brown's like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else, they might differ on what they think happened, but pretty much everybody else in those kind of spheres. But I don't know their track record. I don't watch them other than that episode. So I don't know how they usually.
Yeah, I think I was surprised that they didn't. But like I said, there are some interviews with them that I thought were, especially the one that they did was it the 6 month or 1 year? I think it was the 1 year that she did. It was big red flags to me.
I mean, frankly, if you don't see the red flags with them,
go back and watch our red flags.
I mean, that's why I didn't. That's why that's the only time I've ever watched them. Actually, okay.
Kind of the credibility went out the window.
If you can't see this, then I don't know. I don't need to see much more from them. That's kind of how I feel. I miss Peter Hyatt also. His stuff, if you even now, just going back and looking at what he was saying, it's still very insightful.
Yes, Peter Hyatt was awesome. Sorry, I thought I heard a child who's supposed to be asleep up.
And you're right. Tennessee Nurse said Chris McDonough and Dr. Gary said it began and ended in the house. And those are two that we really respect as well. And so, I mean, there's definitely a difference in the professional opinions with them.
And that's,
everybody gets things. I mean, I know
we're not saying they're wrong. We don't know. We don't know.
It's
not our impression, but
yeah, we'll see. But kind of just reading the chat here. Sorry.
Yeah, me too. Mohawk Mom said she stopped watching TBP because they're more vague and push sponsorship. And I'd only seen the one because it was related to Sebastian. And when I watched it, and that's the only time I've ever watched them, because I really didn't enjoy them as much as I do like Dr. Gary and some of the other people that we followed.
Yeah.
And Peter Hyatt was really good.
Yes.
He was so good.
Yes, for crying out loud, this puppy is sleepy. She's like, why aren't you going to bed? Yeah, she is. She got groomed today, Aunt E.
She looks cute.
They cut her short.
I thought it was yesterday.
It was. I'm telling you, yesterday, Tuesday was a difficult day. So, it's all kind of just blended together.
Mrs. Z, that's a funny one.
What?
Mrs. Z, you can just holler, don't care what you're doing in there, go to bed.
You know what my impression was? And I don't know, like I said, I haven't watched a lot of them, but this is my impression of the behavioral panel after watching it was you have 4 people there. Do they ever actually disagree with each other?
I don't know.
It felt like the kind of show where it's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right too. No, you're so right. Like
kind of like everybody on the same bandwagon.
Yeah, like if somebody says something, does everybody just kind of go along, or do they actually voice counterpoints with each
Well,
other because it's
some
just,
people could say we're like that, so you can't.
we argue all the time. But of course, we're all family too, so we got that a little more.
We
But
get the family
just-
dynamic.
that was my impression of the show, and that's kind of why I was like, man, it's just like a lot of nodding along, is what it
lot of
felt like.
agreeing.
Yeah, so I just kind of thought, once the train goes one direction, do they all just kind of go to get along, or do they ever?
I haven't watched them enough. I only watched that episode, and it's been a year since I watched
that
it.
was just
Yeah.
my
Maybe
impression
longer.
of the whole of the show, and so I just kind of,
And like
that
I
was
said,
what
I think
thought.
I'd have to go back and watch it again because I remember watching it and I was like, I totally disagree with everything they're saying. And at the time, I was just like, I think they got it wrong. But I also, since then, we've had more and more interviews to kind of develop our opinion based on other information and not just that one time. And that's all they looked at was that one interview.
Well, I think that we should, we should look at them and see.
And at
see
least
what we think. Watch some other episodes and
Right.
see, or watch ones, maybe cases from the past that have been solved.
Well,
Yeah.
at least that she's been watching them for 5 years, and they do disagree sometimes, but rarely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Sharon, she said she quit watching after Sebastian because they only worked off the one interview, and I guess that's why I just didn't put it. It wasn't that I didn't like what they had to say; it's just that I felt like we had a lot more interviews and a lot more information to base our opinion on, and they were just going off one thing. And who knows if they looked at it now and they looked at other interviews, they may change their mind.
they may have a different opinion now.
Yeah.
Summer, I'm just going to say Summer. Do you all think it was Felicia that even wrote that note? Because I don't myself. I don't think she did. I absolutely don't.
I don't know.
Like personally hand wrote the note? You
Right.
don't think
I don't
so?
think she did. I think a child wrote that. I really do.
I don't know how old her children were. I
It
could
looks
tell
like
you
a child's handwriting. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like a grown-up's handwriting. I'm sorry.
I mean, why would she not write it herself?
Don't know. I don't think she did.
I just assumed, she probably didn't have an education or very limited.
That's kind of what I assumed.
That's kind
what I assumed.
of, maybe dropped out of high school or middle school or something. That's kind of what I guessed, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just by reading it. But I'm trying to think of why she would have someone else write it.
I think she wrote it. I just
I
think
don't
she
think she did.
probably.
Yeah.
See,
gonna guess she
I'm just
did.
disagreeing so that we don't always agree.
So people don't offer the same criticism.
No, I actually, I don't think that was my first instinct when I saw it.
I don't.
She didn't write that.
Unless she's got like a 12 or 13-year-old, I would say she wrote it.
I'm just. It looks childlike to me.
It does. It does. However, I think it's more like what Mr. E said. That's kind of my opinion.
Fundescu says they could get Dr. Ann Burgess, Dr. Gary Bede, Steve Johnson, and Chris McDonough if they had a panel once a week together. I would watch.
Yeah, that would be good.
I would also like to throw again. I love the Deception Detective. I'd like to throw him in there too. I think he's great. And it's not because he watches our show.
He's a loner.
Yeah.
He's a loner.
He's not a panel guy.
Yeah, he's not a panel guy.
And Debbie makes up a really good point about that. She said the timeline continually changing throughout the year is just an example of the deception. The timelines did change all the time. And that's something they probably didn't look at. They looked at an interview.
They
and
looked
said
at a one-off interview is what they looked at.
Right. And it was really early on.
And
a highly produced interview.
And
Mhm.
I will tell you too, if I had not listened to the Duchess interview the night before or 2 nights before, whenever that was that it came out, and then listened to that, because I got the hairs in the back of my neck raised when I listened to from the Duchess interview.
Yes.
And I said, so, I had various points, but I had a sinking feeling, when that interview was going on. Like,
Yeah.
this is red flags going off in my mind like crazy.
Oh, it was their tone and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. So
It was like, are these people missing a child or what?
but if I had watched Holly's interview first, I might not have, didn't have that reference point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, thought criminals agreeing they knew it. Duchess that interview was a big red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they may have had a hugely different take on it had they reviewed that interview as their only interview to look at.
Yeah, and we've reviewed them all.
It was not a live video, and they do all body language.
Right.
So that's why they can't do that type.
That's true. That's a good point. That's true. Well, do you want to wrap it up for tonight?
Yeah,
sir?
that's all I kind of had prepared. I just kind of was wanting to talk about comparisons really between this and other cases and going forward and kind of keep everybody up to date with this. I mean, this is a terrible story.
Hi, Kiki.
I think there is a vigil coming up on Saturday, the 16th, that they're having up there. I don't remember the time, but they are going to do that. And then she will have a hearing next week. So we will
on the
follow.
18th.
Yeah.
At 10 a.m. actually.
Okay. Good. Well, if that was
I've
been very well prepared for that.
Well, I've been. I'm considering.
Oh, going.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
All right. It's not that far.
Not really.
Yeah. So we'll see if it's open to the public or not. But
wait, it's just going to be a hearing. It'll just be a few minutes, won't it?
It'll be 10 a.m. Eastern.
So 9 a.m. our time.
It'd
have to be one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So maybe
I would wait until there's more.
If there's a trial.
If there's a trial, because trials, you get your more bang for your buck as far as covering it, because I think it'll be a short and sweet type of thing.
Yeah, this probably will be. But I do want to just thank everybody again for being here and appreciate all of the prayers and the great conversation. You guys are always awesome for that too.
I love.
We have so much to the table.
We have the smartest supporters and chatters in the business.
Oh,
so.
Here's Rosebud said, how about Andrew James McGann pleading not guilty, plus being looked at for other unalivings? Yeah, that's another case that we talked about, and I'm anxious to see. Yeah, I'm anxious to see if they can actually tie him to other cases.
Won't surprise me at all if he's got a history somewhere else. I
And
think
that's
I
another
read
case.
Vermont. They've dropped. They don't think he's the Vermont connection, but Wisconsin.
But
I think,
man,
is
that
still up in the
picture,
air.
is it the Vermont that
No,
has
it's
the drawing?
the Wisconsin one. It's the Wisconsin one.
Well, the Wisconsin one looks a lot like him.
Yeah, the one that they just had the newest sketch up. It did look a lot like him, and that's another case I would like to follow, especially if it goes to court, because I just want to understand some motive there. It's kind of like Brian Koberger. You just want to know why would you do this? And that one is definitely one I would like to know why. I mean, I can kind of assume, but I would just like to know more.
Well, I'll tell you, and we might want to talk about this tomorrow during our weekly recap. But the fact that Koberger is getting harassed in jail is like outstanding.
Yeah.
So.
Because I'd heard different opinions about how people thought it would go for Koberger.
That he might be a celebrity.
Yeah, Chris McDonough was. What did he say? He thought he was going to get a soap party. Is that what he said? Where it's like that's how he thought it was going to go for Koberger. But some people thought that Koberger might have some street cred and would actually get respect in prison. Looks like it's not going.
It's not going that way.
Yeah, so that's good. That's a good thing. What are y'all looking at?
Crime Mom says, let's ask them to review more videos of the. I guess she's talking of the feet, and that,
right.
Maybe they would, or look at more since that happened. And then Rosebud said, "Can you see me? We can see you.
We can."
Crime Mom said, "Why don't we ask them the behavior panel, their behavior one, if they would do more videos?
I don't think
analyze more videos. I would say they probably won't."
And thank you, Angel Wings.
You mean of the proud feet? Oh, yeah. I got you.
The behavior panel.
The thing is they probably realize at this point that they got that one wrong. So why would they go revisit it and admit
Yeah.
they got it wrong?
Yeah.
Better for them to just move on.
True.
I mean, just being realistic.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you guys so much for just being supportive of us and our son. It means so much to us. We really do appreciate it.
We do let him know what's going on with this corner of the
knows.
internet, and so he knows that there's a lot of prayers coming up for him. Well, he appreciates it. He really does.
I was hoping we would have more people who were excited about Only Murders in the Building coming on in September, because he was going to come on and talk about that. Yes,
okay.
He was going to come on and talk about it.
We can still do it.
Yeah.
We just got to find time to do it.
Yeah. We have to get everybody to watch the show so they'll know what we're talking about.
It can be just 10 of us. It's fine. We're going to do it on TikTok lives too. We can just do it that way.
Do it on TikTok. Oh, that might be fun.
Might be fun. Do it like that.
That might be fun. Oh, Kiki wants to know how middle he is. Do one more summary.
Yes, because I know people.
Last summary for those jumping in.
So we did the MRI on Tuesday. The initial kind of cursory read was that it looked like it might be the tumor coming back. So we spent that whole day just beside ourselves. But we didn't have the final report. The final report came in yesterday, and they are saying it does not look like tumor. It looks like radiation damage, basically dead cells from the radiation, which they can look real similar. So we were thrilled. I mean, just
but he has to have a follow-up in 4 weeks. They've already scheduled it. But I don't know the date because I haven't looked, but he told me that it's already been scheduled.
Yeah, and that's just to kind of monitor this damage, and it should start to shrink over time, and they want to make sure it does that. And if not, they may do like steroids, whatever. But we've got several more checkpoints to get where we want to be, but to make it through this 8-month one is a big deal, because these kind of things, if they're going to come back, they come back pretty fast. And so far we're good. So we got a few more of these to go, but we kind of had the roller coaster.
And Fun to Ski's like, I love Only Red Rums in the Building. I would watch Middle E talk about the show. Well, we actually do this thing with our family where we discuss and debate who it's going to be from the first episode on.
Yeah.
So we thought that might be fun to share with you guys. So, and have you guys debate with us. So we'll see.
We'll see.
That would be fun. I might have to watch.
You have to watch all 4 seasons to get to this point, though. That's
not everybody is going to have watched every season.
You're going to have to. Episode. You're going to have to. I'm telling you, they're all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected.
I know, but I watched.
There's history of characters that go through. If you don't like the show, why?
Well, then you don't have to participate.
Why would?
Well, how do you know every person that's participating has watched every show? You don't.
Because you have to. I don't know what to tell you. Each show's connected.
There's like seasons of history with characters. It's like walking in season 4 of The Walking Dead and trying to talk about.
Oh yeah, that would be hard.
Yes. So, and Deborah wants to know who McGann is. No, everybody knows what happens.
Devil's Den killer, the guy that attacked the family that was on a hike in Arkansas, and that killed the father, and then the mom got the kids to safety and went back to help the dad, and then he killed her too. And so he and
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at that comment. Sorry.
At the comment. Yeah.
Auntie is whining.
But that's him. And he was the one that got arrested in a hair salon, like in the middle of a haircut. They found him there. And that's where the public really helped. They identified the car and called in tips and got him caught. He was a school teacher. He was getting ready to start a
school year.
He had hopped around from several schools, maybe some inappropriate behavior and such. And he was just like, he was 28 years old, I think.
I mean, it's
bizarre.
Teacher,
elementary school teacher.
Kiki Middley is doing okay. Yes, he's
doing great.
You wouldn't know that anything happened to him if you didn't know. So
yeah,
he's healing very well, very, very well.
Deborah said, "Oh yeah, he's a psychopath."
Yes,
that's the guy.
Exactly.
If he's not, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah,
if he doesn't fit that.
I'm sure Dr. Gary's probably talked about him somewhere too.
Gary's kind of careful about, like, he doesn't like to do a lot of active cases. Like, he doesn't, before that. But now that he's been arrested, he'll probably talk about him.
Yes, the hair salon was interesting.
Yes, it was.
And he is scary looking.
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't imagine him coming into my school and me interviewing him for a teaching position. I mean, he just gives me the creeps just looking at him.
Mhm.
So, I mean, he must have a whole different persona when he's interviewing, or these people are very desperate for teachers.
Well, they said the psychopaths can do that.
Oh yeah, they
You
can
know?
Because
very
they do
funny.
it. They do it their whole
Look
life.
at Ted Bundy. I mean, he was everybody.
I'll tell you,
thought he was
if you want to
charming.
see something interesting about, like, with the psychopaths, watch the first episode of Dexter.
Oh, I've seen Dexter.
Okay, well, the first episode, remember how he's kind of having that inner dialogue and stuff, and he's getting the donuts, and he's doing, he's doing all these things to appear to be a good guy.
But the thing is, he's so likable. You like him, and that's the way the show is. I mean, you do like him.
Yeah, you do.
And so, I mean, that's the kind of person I absolutely could see people having relationships with and liking him, not knowing about that other side of him.
But that's not my point. My point is that he is faking his emotions
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire time. He does it. He's not. He doesn't have that.
Right. He doesn't have the empathy and all that stuff. Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying. But I like that show. I just got tired of it because there were so many seasons. But I did watch several seasons of that. I liked it.
The best season to me is the John Lithgow season. That is the best season. You didn't make. I don't think you made it that far.
I think I only got through season 3.
Oh, challenge accepted. Okay, it's
Hulu.
Only Murders in the Building, and it stars Steve Martin,
Martin Short,
and Selena
Gomez, and it's a great show. And it's they.
So are we going to do this? I guess we're doing this.
I don't
now.
know. It's just a fun show.
We thought a lot of people
I mean, you would really have. I mean, people really, if they have to see everything, they got to start watching them now to get caught
We
up.
thought about doing a recap for
we had-
each season.
We had thought about, like, if we were going to lead up to it, maybe do like a.
That's what I would do for the people that. So it doesn't exclude people like me that haven't watched them all.
Right.
That we would do kind of like a once a week, kind of like, hey, let's talk about season 1, then season 2, then season 3, and then kind of let people binge it if they wanted to over a week or so, and then then we'd all be kind of caught up.
Right.
We thought about it. I don't know.
And I can see Nanny says I don't like anything about watching Dexter.
It's harsh.
It is harsh, and that's why I kind of quit watching. I can't get into that. Like The Walking Dead is one of those things that was it's so. I'm a big Walking Dead fan, but I also know that's not going to happen. I also know
You don't know.
I do know. It's fantasy, and I really got into the character development and what people do when they're pushed to the brink of survival and that kind of thing. I was into that part of it and not just the gruesomeness of it. So that part, I just kind of like. I would look at the zombies as like trees in the background, and all that.
I always tried. Well, and they do. That's part of the cool thing about the show is they become the background. They're the forefront, and then they're the background. And you watch how you act when there's no rules.
Right. And it's fascinating.
And it is. It's fascinating.
It's the way society the hierarchy of the survivors and how they battle and fight and survive, and it's just really interesting. It's a good show.
It is. We all enjoyed it a lot. And I didn't think we had a friend, well, actually somebody who worked for us who was excited about it. And we were like, what are you talking about this show? And she said, just give it a try. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. And we did. We were just like, wow, this is crazy. It was the night it came out. She was telling us about it. She was working. She's like, I got to get home and watch The Walking Dead. And yes, it is Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez in Only Murders in the Building. And it's these 3 people who live in a building and they start a podcast. And the podcast's name is Only Murders in the Building because they only talk about murders in their building. Yeah. It's very funny. And they try to solve the crime. So yeah, it's a very funny show. If you like Steve Martin and Martin Short, I think it's Martin Short's best role I've ever seen him in.
He's amazing. He's hilarious in it.
Oh, Martin Short. Yes, he's great. Well, I think Steve Martin, I mean, they're all really good in the roles. I mean,
but there's something about the Martin Short character. I don't know what.
Steve Martin's kind of the straight man almost to the Martin Short character, you know. So Martin Short gets a lot of the funny parts stuff, you know. But it's really good.
So if you guys are up for it, put a 1 in chat if you're interested in doing that with us, because I think we would have a lot of fun. We could make it members, or we, you know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever we want to do. I guess we're doing that. So we'll figure out how to do it. You've been wanting to do it. Anyway.
But if we do it anyway, we might as well do it with our friends, right?
Do it with the headphones on. Why not?
Right.
Sure.
And Middle East said he would come on air and do it. I don't know if he'll do a camera, but I think he'll go voice.
Sure.
For sure.
We could do that.
Look, we got 3, 4 people.
All right. Well,
thank you, Rob.
Oh, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you so much. Bless him, Mom. Good to see you come in. I don't know if I've seen you here yet.
And
thanks for being there.
Okay. That's enough for me. I'm
we got
ready.
like 10 people. It's a party.
Let's do it. It's a party. Let's do it.
So let's get
okay.
out of
So
here,
we'll do some. We'll start working on some recaps.
Crime Mom Chronicles says, if I'm going to watch them all, you darn well better do it. So you got a challenge.
No, got to.
That's Detective Mom.
I know, but it says Crime
I know. I know. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. I know Dreaming wants to do it. We both.
Real Me Too. You're going to have to turn it on too.
Well, let's do that. Let's say, okay, so we're doing it, right?
Yeah, we'll do it.
So let's say
we have to do it before the first one.
We'll try to find an hour to do a stream just about season 1 sometime next week.
Okay, we'll do it.
Like we'll try to give it at least a week.
Okay, so
for people if they want to watch season 1, and then we'll just kind of. Auntie, did you ever finish season 1?
Yes, I think that's where I stopped.
Okay, so we'll go back and watch.
She didn't finish season 1.
Yes, I watched all of season 1.
Okay, no spoilers.
So we'll go back and rewatch it, refresh our memory on it.
She's giving me faces.
And then we'll just talk about it sometime next week. We'll do it alive. We'll announce it on our community page or something like that, and let people know it's coming. If you want to come in and do that.
Where is it streaming? People were wanting to know.
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
So if you have Disney and all that, be on Hulu.
I will watch the new
one.
Dexter. I didn't like how it ended, so I was kind of the old one. So I was kind of like bitter. I get bitter like that when I don't like an ending of something. It's hard for me to watch.
Yeah, I didn't like
it. It's hard when you don't like the ending.
I get bitter. Like I tried to watch the new Walking Dead series and I couldn't. I was just like,
The new one?
Mm-hmm.
Which one? There's 3.
I tried to watch the one with Michonne and Rick.
Oh, I thought that was pretty good.
I don't know. I was just bitter about their choices.
Well,
I don't want to be.
I thought it ended really well. I thought it was good. I mean, for who was left and what happened, I thought the ending was good. I have to say.
Oh, yes. Okay, we can do an Only Murders
trivia.
Oh, you guys don't worry about doing Red Rum. We've given up on monetization.
Well, if we're gonna do a show called Murders in the Building,
I've given up on YouTube. You've said killer and everything else throughout this episode. I've given. We get like 9 cents. It's fine. It's fine. I've given up.
It's a true crime podcast. What are we gonna do?
You might check YouTube to see if anybody has streamed any of the episodes on YouTube because
cheater.
She said, "Oh man, I don't have Hulu. So if you don't want to pay for Hulu or you don't have it, you can sometimes see episodes on YouTube where people stream them. So check that. Oh, and we have another Nicole asked, it's
I'll put it down.
London Kerr missing since age 2 at 2022. Mom said she sold her to a math dealer, but no one has ever seen him or the baby."
Is this one I heard about recently?
I think so. I think we've talked about it, or I heard about it recently about the mom selling them to a math dealer.
Where did I hear this story?
We recently heard about this.
Was it from All I Need? Because she may have mentioned it before.
I can't remember.
It's Coffee and True Crime.
Yeah, I can't remember where I heard about this. I think I was reading about it somewhere.
Well,
yeah,
I was
that's
going to
terrible.
also say Hulu is Disney has been struggling, and Disney owns Hulu, and they have been doing quite the deals on Hulu subscriptions.
Yeah.
And I would bet you can get 30 days for free.
Usually they do a 30-day trial. So sometimes, and the thing now about streaming is you can quit at any time.
Yeah.
And so like 1 month you can have HBO Max, and then the next month you can turn it off. And then the next month you can have Hulu, and the next month you can turn it off. You can turn it off and on, Peacock, whatever it is that you follow. And so it's pretty easy to do.
Well, I know someone who does multiple addresses and just does the free trial and then does a new email address and so on.
Oh man.
Yeah. So just saying.
It's a lot of hassle.
That's a lot of hassle, but I know someone who does it. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. People are dropping off
I know. Everybody's
like
ready.
flies.
Well, we need to get to bed anyway and all of that. But thank you so much for everybody being here. We will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. if you want to do the weekly true crime recap with us.
And poor judgment. It's probably, it might be the poorest judgment I've seen.
Is it going to beat
It's going to be the thing I sent today.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah, that just
be. Oh, yeah, we're doing that
happened.
Yeah.
That just happened. What, yesterday or day before yesterday? It happened. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe we should, if we do this a year, we should have like a
contest. We could have it
the Crimies.
The Crimies.
The Crimies.
And do like nominees for the poorest judgment of the year.
And let everybody vote on it.
Vote.
Everybody can vote, and then our audience can pick.
We can do an episode where we highlight all of them, and then we can narrow it down to the top 5, and then they can vote on the top 5.
I love it.
Will it be the guy with the paper gun, or the guy that stole the train on his birthday, or the guy that got busted at the concert? $1.99 a month. Yeah, that's not terrible.
Does that count for elementary school?
They have to have it. They have to have a school email address.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
Usually, it's a school email.
Well, we will get out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. We will, and thank you again for all the prayers. We will talk to you tomorrow if you are with us. And anything else from you, Mrs. E?
Well, just that you guys can be anywhere tonight, and you chose to be with us, and we appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
I like it.
Yeah, right. Daily dose of poor judgment.
We love poor judgment.
We should probably just start making shorts or something out of those.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, it's hard enough to even live stream. So I don't know. We're the worst at this.
I'm trying to do one TikTok a day, and I can't even find the time to do
No,
that.
you can't. All right, guys. Well, we will talk to you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you so much. And we appreciate you. And thank you for all the prayers. Have a good night.
Good night.
We remember you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine a light for you. We're holding on to hope for you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine on.